All right, what is happening, my brony bros? You're my pink brony bros. And you dance at the gay club. Oh my God. I'm just having fun on stage in my hooves. I'm wearing my man thong. Do you guys wear man thongs? I think I like to wear man thongs sometimes, but yeah, everybody's dissing. I think, people dissing on man thong fashion really piss me off, dude. They don't understand. I'm just a man who likes to wear a man thong, and that's all. I do what I do. I do what I do. Oh, yeah. So why is everybody against me wearing a man thong? I've had some people saying that they're not happy about my man thong ways and that it's freaking weird, Garza. Annie says, OMG, Garza, LOL. Some people, Annie's probably, supportive, but she's reluctantly supportive of the man thongs. I'm sure E.T. wants to see me in a man thong. Frog Eat Frog definitely wants to see me in a man thong. I don't know how many people, really at the end of the day, want to see me in a man thong. Sure, it's not many. Sure, it's some people. But I just hope it's E.T. at the end of the day who sees me in a man thong. And Frog Eat Frog. Those are the only two guys I could think about when it comes to the life of a man thong. I conclude. Give me 1 second, though. I'm trying to adjust something here real quick. Thank you guys for... Oh, here we go. It's finally working. Finally. Finally, everybody. It's working. But you guys are the ultimate man thong warriors, and I just can't thank you guys enough, man. By the way, I went on a bunch of Facebook groups, and I created basically the small wiener support groups where we're going to meet at Mingus. And we're all gonna all of us men are gonna share our feelings about our small dongs. But we're gonna ask ourselves, how can we help our fellow man deal with their small dongs? All right? Nobody understands the plight of the tiny dong. Maybe one day you guys will. Maybe you won't. Look at this. You guys want to see something cool? I got myself a mother effin'. I made myself like an egg. I put 2 eggs and 2 eggs in between 2 tortillas. Now this thing's pretty hot, so we're gonna give it a try. Oh, that's really good. So I cooked it for like 20 minutes on the frying pan. Well worth it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it turned out amazing. See, like I said, just put 2 eggs. This will fill you up for days. Honestly. But, Iran basically fucked things up, you guys. Iran did it again. They screwed up their own chances, man. They had a chance at peace. They had a chance. And you know what they did? They screwed it up. Allegedly. Now, I haven't heard all the details, but based on some of the headlines, though, it's not looking good. Let's watch.
These incredible men and women gave their lives to ensure that the world's #1 state sponsor of terror will never have a nuclear weapon. Oh, and they won't.
We have high gasoline prices. The Iranians look at that and say, okay, so we actually still have some leverage.
The president is at the White House working the phones. That is what he should be doing because of this war of his own making.
When you're digging a hole, you should stop digging. That's what this agreement sounds like.
When he was doing operations, they said he was doing too much.
Laugh out loud.
And now that he's in
Trump
negotiations,
lied
they're
again.
trying.
Dark City 2004 is saying, Annie says, no deal, G-Shocker, absolutely. Trump lied again is what Dark City 2004 is saying. Let's, I want to highlight that. Let's listen to that again.
Laugh out loud. Trump lied again.
Mm-hmm. I got you. Man. Okay, so this, Orwell the Resident, I actually cooked an egg in between two tortillas. It's really good. TJ says, I'm definitely on the GAD train, Garza at dark, or GBB, Garza before bed. I'm sure there's a better acronym there somewhere. No, it's just Garza being gay at night on YouTube. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, man, this shit's good. I burnt it a little bit. It looks like I burnt it a little bit on the inside though, but that's okay. I think I just need to cook it for probably about 8 minutes. Well, probably about 7 minutes on each side. I think if I am going to cook this, I should use some kind of oil. I just used my non-stick pan. I didn't even use oil, so that was kind of stupid on my part. But I'm definitely going to put down. I'm going to put down some olive oil next time. That'll be best. But yeah, other than that, just minimal burnage. Really good though.
I'd like to say that he's not doing enough.
Well, talking about Iran, the deal making, what's happening, I just want to go back to the White House live shot there to explain that structure in the back. That is the setup for the UFC event on the South Lawn as they're building that in coming days.
Dude, that's going to be sick.
June. Wanted to tell you what that was. Meantime, right before this show, the president...
Dude, UFC in the front lawn's going to be tight, dude. It's going to be tight as hell, dude. It's going to be amazing. Honestly, unreal. Actually, Orwell the Resident, I did not put any cheese on this. I know, it's kind of crazy, right? No cheese. I just wanted an egg, but I wanted it in between a couple tortillas. So good.
Took to Truth Social and said this: the enriched uranium, nuclear dust, will either be immediately turned over to the United States to be brought home and destroyed, or preferably in conjunction and coordination with the Islamic Republic of Iran, destroyed in place or at another acceptable location, with the Atomic Energy Commission or its equivalent being witness to this process and event. Now, over the weekend, the president talked to a number of countries about the possibility of joining the Abraham Accords, in other words, making negotiation and normalization with Israel. They include Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Pakistan, Turkey, Egypt, Jordan, UAE and Bahrain, a couple of those already a part, of course, of the Abraham Accords. This all developing, but what Iran's response is the biggest question. Let's bring in our panel. Fox News chief political analyst Britt Hume, Politico White House bureau chief Dasha Burns, and John McCarthy, former senior advisor for political engagement for President Joe Biden. Britt, there's a lot of talk, and there has been over these days. It seems like things are moving forward, but every time you get two steps down to specifics, we hear from the Iranians, at least publicly, that it's not what is being broadcast.
Yeah, a lot of people are talking about this, analyzing it, as you showed in those sound bites, without really knowing what is in this deal, or if indeed Iran has agreed to the terms that the president has described repeatedly. I'm more inclined to believe him than I am to believe them, because they lie all the time, which raises the additional question, of course, of whether when they say something, even...
Yeah, normally, here's the thing. Normally I put cheese on it, but I was kind of feeling lazy, and I just wanted egg and tortilla. That was all. But yeah, normally I'd put like mozzarella cheese in with the egg. Typically. This time I did not.
If they agree to something, can they be trusted to fulfill their promises? That, of course, is a continuing worry. But I think we need to let this play out before we opine as to whether this is a big victory or not. As for those nations joining the Abraham Accords, that would be quite something if you could pull that off. What I would say about that is I'll believe that when I can see it, but it's something to hope for.
Yeah. I want to play for you Secretary of State Rubio and then wipe it into the Iran Foreign Ministry spokesman with their response.
The president's not going to make a bad deal. He's just not. This issue, no one has done more, and no one has been more serious about the threat of a nuclear Iran than President Trump has been. And so I'm very confident, and we should all be very confident, that we're either going to have a good agreement or we're going to have to deal with it another way. We'd prefer to have a good agreement.
To say that we have reached a conclusion on a large portion of the issues under discussion would be correct. However, to say this means an agreement is on the verge of being signed is not something anyone can claim. The focus of the negotiations is on ending the war, and at this stage we are not discussing the details of the nuclear issue.
So, kind of reading through the tea leaves here, Dasha.
Yeah, you can't have a nuclear weapon, Iran. I know you want one. I know you're trying to get one, but you can't have one. It's not allowed. Iran's not allowed to have a nuclear weapon, man. Period. End of story. That's all there is to it, man. TJ is saying I should bring you some farm fresh eggs next time I'm in town. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. I'm always, dude, I always love farm fresh eggs, dude. It's way better than store-bought, that's for sure. Oh, shit, we got Uncle Chris in the house. Sorry, I didn't notice Uncle Chris at first. My bad. Sorry, man. Everybody's blending in right now. Hey, Trump is playing 4D chess, brother. Donald Trump is playing 4D mother effing chess, bro. You guys, make sure you double tap the screen to like the stream. One more time. Double tap your screen to like the stream. Are you going to double tap your screen? Double tap it. Don't tap it with your tip. You got to get a grip. You got to get a grip. Don't tap it with your tip. Tap it with your tip. Don't tap it with your tip. You got to get a grip. Don't tap it with your tip. Don't tap it with your tip. I'm going to try to sound like Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid. Colonel, can you hear me? Loud and clear, Snake. I can't do the Colonel's voice very well. What's the situation? Colonel, I don't understand how I got here. Metal Gear. It can't be. I can kind of do the Solid Snake voice. I love Solid Snake, though, dude. I'm a huge fan of Metal Gear Solid. It's one of the greatest games of all time. But yeah, double tap the screen, man, if you guys can. The more taps we get, the better. But yeah, double tap your screen. If you guys love Donald Trump as much as I do and you guys think that Donald Trump is the man, double tap your screen to like the stream. It really does It does help the channel in more ways than one. OMG. I'm an e-girl, baby. I want to be an e-girl. Dude, Chris is ruling over. Dude, by the way, Chris Rule. New York Knicks are going to the finals, brother. I know that Chris Rule's been in New York. I don't know if he lives in New York, but dude, the New York Knicks are now going to the NBA finals. Dun 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 dun. But yeah, no, I can't believe the New York Knicks are going to the NBA Finals. Oh my God. No, I'm excited, man. I mean, this is huge. It really is huge.
What are you hearing?
Yeah, I mean, look, the gap between what we're hearing publicly between the two nations shows just how fragile these talks really are. And look, right now, politically for President Trump, the goal immediately, the most urgent need, is to open up the strait and to calm the region and calm the oil markets. That is what Republicans in this town and all across the country are counting on. Of course, the issue, the reason we went into Iran in the first place, is the nuclear issue, but that seems like it is going to be pushed a little bit farther down the line to take care of that.
Wow, that actually made it onto the ballot? Dude, that is insane. I can't believe IP28 actually is making it on the ballot, dude. That is unfreaking believable, dude. I swear to crap. Oregon is, let's just say, maybe we're just as dumb as California. I'm starting to believe Oregon is basically just, the same. We're the same as California, man. We put in all these stupid freaking laws, and dude, that's awesome, man. Holy crap, Chris Rule, you're killing it, brother. Chris is killing it, man. TJ says they're verifying the signatures now, but they have enough if they're valid. Yeah. That's if they're valid. I don't know. Hopefully they're valid. I mean, hopefully, in my opinion, I hope it doesn't get on the ballot. It's insane. It's insanity to me, man. But I think people will vote no on it. People have to vote no on this measure. Because I'll tell you what, man, if people vote yes on this measure, we're cooked. Oregon is basically cooked at this point.
Immediate issue with the strait right now. And, you know, we've seen the president continue to threaten military escalation, but every time there's been a fork in the road, he really has pushed for diplomacy, because we do see all of these political pressures at home that are factoring into the calculus here, Brett.
And this has been kind of a wheel here, John. This is Reuters. The Iran president orders the reopening of international internet access to Iran. Iran's president, Masoud Pezeshkian, has issued an order to reopen international internet access. Iran state media reported Monday, citing an official after a 90-day blackout in the wake of the war against the U.S. and Israel. But they're also reporting that the IRGC is pushing back, saying it's illegal for the Iran president to do that. And that is the tension that we've been seeing between those two forces.
Yeah, I mean, the tension that's continuing to play out just kind of feeds into the broader narrative, I think, that the president hasn't really been able to kind of bring the American people along with him on this one. There is next to no political support for this conflict. And I think if you're looking at this from a political angle, the people who are most anxious for this to be over are really Republicans who are up for re-election this November.
Look, I just want this to be over, period, end of story. But here's the deal. It's not going to be over. Here's the thing. I think the war is going to be over in the sense that Trump is just going to go, it's going to be bridges and power plant day then. Because I don't think Iran quite understands the seriousness of what they're dealing with. They don't. They clearly don't, because if they did, they would actually come to a peace treaty and agree that, hey, we're not going to develop any nuclear weapons, period, end of story. Honestly, I have no sympathy for Iran. Dude, literally, death to America is written on the Iranian currency. Like, let that sink in, folks. Death to America is literally written in on their stupid currency. But anyway. TJ is asking, if I can't farm, who am I? Well, remember, TJ, you are more than, and this is something I like to remind everybody, because I've gone through moments like that in my life where there were certain things that I just couldn't do, and I asked myself, who am I? I do believe that you are more than the things. I believe that you're more than your occupation. I really believe that. I believe deep down, and I think you're more than just the thoughts you think. I think that somehow we are spiritual beings. I believe that. It took me some time to believe that, but somehow I do believe that. And I think, yeah. Anyway, let's keep going.
November. Gas prices continue to rise. Instability in the region does nothing to help lower costs. So I think, as this plays out politically,
Also, don't forget to double tap your screen to like the stream. If you guys love Donald Trump as much as I do, if you guys are Trump sexuals like I am, make sure you double tap your screen to like the stream. It really does help the channel grow in more ways than one. 4-3. But yeah, make sure you double tap your screen to like the stream. Here we go.
The president will want to be able to wind down this conflict in hope of giving his numbers a chance to kind of come up again before November.
All right, speaking of politics, big race tomorrow in Texas, the Texas Senate race. Let's listen.
This really isn't just about me. This is about the Republican Party. This is about the state of Texas and what we built here. And I don't want to see it slipping through our fingers because of a flawed nominee.
What has John accomplished that's good for the state of Texas or the country? And you know what? No one's ever had an answer. Instead, we have to look to some of the bad things where he fought Trump on the border wall. It's time for a change in Texas.
President Trump endorsing Ken Paxton. AP writes it this way: although many of the counties Trump won in 2024 with 80% or more of the vote are rural and sparsely populated, collectively they made up about a fifth of the GOP primary vote. Again, this is in Texas. Paxton beat Cornyn in these counties 45-40, while Cornyn performed better than Paxton in the rest of the state. Only 2 incumbent U.S. senators from Texas have lost a primary in the last 100 years. This will be fascinating to watch. Britt, talk about the power of President Trump, his coattails, particularly in the GOP primary. But Cornyn's been around for a long time, and Texas knows him.
Well, an endorsement by the president has repeatedly proved to be a real leg up in these primaries.
Oh yeah, because people still believe in Trump, man. Trump still has a good grip on the Republican Party, and I think people don't. Some of these pundits do realize it, and some don't. I know that Trump's the man, but do you know that Trump's the man? That's the question. Make sure you guys double tap your screen to like the stream. Once again, double tap your screen to like the stream. It really does help the channel in more ways than one. Let's go, bro. TJ says, silver is down, but I sold 7 ounces to another guy from church, some Donald Trump ones. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, I've been swing trading silver like crazy, actually. Silver's been going up and down quite a bit. Actually, I ended up buying a bunch of shares of the SLV, actually. Because silver, whenever silver crashes, I intentionally buy silver at a lower spot price, and then I sell it on the incline. So I'm able to constantly make a lot of income from the downfall and the upswing of silver. But yeah, in my brokerage account, I'm able to get exposure to silver through an exchange traded fund like the SLV, which is called the iShares Silver Trust. I'll tell you, man, it makes it a lot easier to swing trade. I'm a swing trading kind of guy. That's what I'm all about. I think swing trading's fabulous, though. I really do. I think it's because silver's so volatile. I mean, you could really take advantage of all the different price swings. I'm usually able to make a good chunk of money. Well, I wouldn't say a good chunk of money, but a good amount. Just. Yeah, sold for 82. That's brilliant, man. If you're able to sell it for $82 per ounce, that's amazing. Holy crap, man. That's good. But yeah, and when I say the prices on here, I'm talking about the prices that the ETF is listed at. It's basically, it is very accurate to the movement of silver, these ETFs that I get into. But yeah, I'm definitely one of those guys that I'm constantly trading the ups and downs of silver through an ETF, and it makes things a lot easier.
This is interesting
because honestly, here's the thing: I don't feel like going to the pawn shop to buy it on the dip because I'm gonna have to get screwed over on the spot price. Tiny Lion Gaming, man, I love you, bro. What's going on, Brony? But damn, Tiny Lion Gaming is going to get a ball python male. They don't get so big, or maybe I'll get a chill. That's crazy, though, bro. Crazy. Make sure you guys double tap the screen to like the stream, though. Anybody out there who's listening, the more likes we get, the better. It does help the channel grow in more ways than one, like I always say. But yeah, double tap your screen to like the stream. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Also, tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. That also helps quite a bit, too. So I appreciate all you guys. You guys are incredible. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep rolling. You know what time it is. Here we go.
Interesting case because Cornyn really hasn't been an opponent of the president in any meaningful sense. I mean, the soundbite you played from Paxton pointed in that direction, but by and large, he's been an ally of the president. It's not entirely clear to me why he chose Paxton anyway. Paxton has a ton of baggage. The likely Democratic nominee does too. But I think, the widespread feeling is that the race is safer for the Republicans if Cornyn is able to win against.
Oh, I'm doing well, Tiny Lion Gaming. I'm kicking butt, bro. I'm kicking butt, my brony bro.
The headwind of a presidential endorsement for the other guy.
Dasha, we always talk about Texas in recent elections being more purplish, that blue, Democrats think that they have a leg up, that this is going to be the race. But each time, it's like Charlie Brown and Lucy and the football for the Democrats. It gets pulled away at the last second. What about this time as we look to this primary tomorrow?
Well, I think, and John can probably speak to this too, I think a lot of Democrats are thrilled by the president's endorsement of Ken Paxton. They believe that he is a guy that's easier to beat. The amount of phone calls, Brett, that I received from Republican sources after the president's endorsement there, extremely frustrated, worried that they're going to have to spend a ton more money and a ton more resources. Not necessarily worried they're going to lose Texas, but it's going to be much more of a fight, they believe, with Paxton versus Tallarico than Cornyn versus Tallarico. And the president's endorsement, I mean, it is unmatched what that can do.
It does help. I think Trump's endorsement helps out quite a bit. Like, it really does. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what the result is. I think a lot of people are done with the Democratic Party. I really do. Tiny Lion Gaming says his ceiling fell in. It's horrible. We have to get our roof completely redone and maybe the framing too, depending on the mold. Oh, jeez. I'm sorry about that, brother. That sucks, man. Dude, that really does blow, though, man. E.T. is asking, Garza brother, what up? Nothing much, man. E.T. says, I love you. I love you too, E.T. You're the man, dude. You're the man, dog. You're the man now, dog. You're the man now, dog.
A Republican primary. The general election is different, and Trump is not going to be on the ballot. And the coalition.
Tiny Line Gaming, man. I'm sorry about that, brother. Oh, okay. So it's only the hallway. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. It's not as bad as I thought it would be.
Coalition that showed up for him in Texas and across the country will not necessarily show up for Paxton. So there's a lot of frustration.
Yeah, at least it's not in the bedrooms yet. But yeah, hopefully you guys get that soon. Fixed soon, man. You don't want to have that lingering, brother. You just don't want to have that lingering at all.
On the Republican side, a lot of hope on the Democratic side, Brett.
Yeah, John, I want you to weigh in on that, but another candidate that is causing some uproar within the Democratic Party is Graham Plattner, and we have a live look of a Bernie Sanders event in Portland, Maine. He's up there on the stage, and Bernie Sanders is endorsing him. Plattner's gotten a lot of attention for kind of the wrong reasons. He didn't apologize to this Purple Heart veteran in this post where he says he didn't deserve to live. It's getting a lot of attention, much like Paxton's past, maybe in Texas is. So your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, the path back to the Senate, candidate recruitment really matters and the type of people you're running. In Texas, Tallarico is really in many ways a kind of perfect fit for putting together a coalition that would involve disaffected Trump voters as well as base Democrats. Maine is another story. I mean, this campaign has kind of been a mess since the beginning. There's a lot of difficult challenges that he's going to continue to face from his own background and his own narrative. So I think he's going to have a tough problem there. I think there are really two big takeaways here.
Yeah, Tiny Line Gaming. I hope you get it done squared away, man. You get it squared away. Oh, okay, so you at least own the house outright. Okay. It's a family home. Okay. Tiny Lion Gaming, you're the man, bro. You're the man.
He was able to beat out, the sitting Democratic governor who's pretty popular. And I think that says that our primary voters are pretty upset. But to me, I'm concerned about, what this is going to say for the future of the Democratic Party. I want a Democratic Senate, but, how you win matters. And I think that there's a lot of real character concerns that he's going to have to explain to voters in Maine.
Yeah, we'll follow both. I think people in Texas may say the 6 genders and other things that in Tallarico's past may come up in the election as well. We'll see. Panel, thanks so much.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube.
I've had enough. Oh my gosh. I haven't
Dude, I love the dangerous AI. This is amazing.
taken a pounding ever since April 23rd, and now I have to wait a full week before I get another chance to have my cheeks diddied. This is actually insane. I promise you guys, once this load is released, it's gonna put Kawhi's load management to shame. It just keeps building up inside of me. I've had enough. Oh my gosh. I haven't taken a pounding ever since April 23rd, and now
That's so fucking funny, dude. I love the dangerous AI. Such a good fucking channel, dude. Amazing. Tiny Line Gaming says, no, we don't run into time, but it's a complicated situation. It will all work out. God is good. ET says, I hope it goes well. Sue Garza for emotional. ET saying Sue Garza for emotional trauma. I love it, bro. I love it. Oh, my boy Jesse Waters makes me wet. That's why they call him Waters. Oh my God. Don't forget to double tap your screen to like the stream. One more time. Double tap your screen to like the stream, everybody. We need more likes. We need more subscribes. But more importantly, we need you to like and subscribe. So double tap your screen to like the stream. Bum 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 bum. The power of Christ compels you, my brony bro. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Give me a few moments, my brony bros. Oh. Annie says Gutfeld is better than Jesse Waters. I mean, Gutfeld is funnier, don't get me wrong, but I do like Jesse Waters quite a bit. I would love to see a show where it's simply Gutfeld and Jesse Waters and that's it. I love the way those two play off of each other. But yeah, give me Gutfeld and Jesse Waters in the same room. That gives me a boner. Tiny Line Gaming says this guy is still here talking about TV and other nonsense. Yeah, this guy, the human life or money guy sucks, dude. And he says any guy that makes me laugh is top notch in my book. Gutfeld is the man. Yeah, Gutfeld is the titties. I'm pretty gay for Gutfeld, but I definitely am pretty gay for Jesse Waters.
The bullpen for their likely 2028 White House runs, but Mamala, JB...
I gotta stop saying I'm gay for men, dude. I got a problem. Man.
Back ribs and greasy Gav already appear to be striking out. Take a look.
I'm like you. I'm no better than you. You know, I'm a 960 SAT guy. And, you know, and I'm not trying to offend.
This was one of the most cringy. Like, this was bad. I mean, this is like levels of cringe that even I don't think I'm capable of. I don't even know if I'm capable of this level of cringe.
Anyone, trying to act all there if you got 940. But literally a 960 SAT guy. I cannot, you've never seen me read a speech because I cannot read a speech. Maybe the wrong business to be in.
His strategy is, I'm just like you. I'm
just as dumb as you. Basically, he assumes that everybody in that crowd is stupid. And this is why I keep telling everybody, Democrats talk down. They talk down to minorities. Like, think about it. They think that if you're a minority, you don't have the ability to go get a freaking ID for yourself. They don't think you understand how to do that. It's insane. Yeah, I think that Human Life or Money Guy's stuck on repeat, but don't worry, he's surprisingly good for the channel.
Stupid. And this is his way of subverting his reputation as a silver spoon.
See, I love guys like Human Life or Money. They get so disgusted with me, and they think I'm gonna ban them, but I never ban them because I don't really give a fuck. Crow Inked Shop says, Michael, me and your refrigerator really hit it off. Hell yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God.
But it says something that's worse. I think it says, I got this far despite my bad grades, despite my laziness, despite my womanizing. I am a true...
I think Gavin Newsom is also very lazy. I think most liberal men are extremely lazy. And they lack the ability, in my opinion, allegedly, they lack the ability to critically think. You heard me. That's what I believe. I think liberal men are traditionally very weak and annoying.
Elitist, because whenever this rich kid partied too much...
If you guys think that most liberal men are very, very weak and very... Yeah, if you just think that liberal men in general, like Gavin Newsom, are very weak people, double tap your screen to like the stream. If you guys are tired of being led by these weak liberal men, double tap your screen to like the stream. Let's go.
Got kicked out at wherever mommy and daddy pulled strings. I'm the rich white guy that didn't have to work that hard. My SATs the number is rarely more than me just signing my name. I think you get 600 for that. I don't know. It's stupid signaling. We used to have virtue signaling. Now we have stupid signaling. And so the thing is,
look, I'm dumber than you are.
Him being dim is a sign of depth, which is insulting to the audience, right? I would never do that. I compliment the audience by expecting them to keep up with me. I will not dumb anything down unless, of course, Kill Meat is on.
You have to.
Then you have to. You have no choice.
I don't want a president who scores poorly. I don't want a president who struggles to read. I want a really smart president. Now, Gavin says he had dyslexia, and he's overcome his dyslexia, and he's become governor.
I think that's pretty impressive. Look, if you can overcome dyslexia, that's fantastic. And you know what? If you're able to, to still interpret things and still do the best you can, if you need somebody to read something to you, that's okay too. There's no shame in that. Like, I'm not dogging anybody with dyslexia. I've met very, very intelligent people who are dyslexic. And to be honest, like, they're very smart people. They can be. I think Gavin Newsom, though, his type of personality, I just don't think... I don't trust Newsom, man.
And he should be proud of that. It's great, a great accomplishment. But he was a terrible governor.
Given that she might, or she's thinking about doing it again, what flaws, because we talk about this all the time, we never get anywhere, what flaws will she need to honestly confront and repair? And we could rehab her here on The Five if we give her the right advice.
She does like the show. Remember that?
She loves me.
Five.
She can't deny my brooding sexuality.
I've actually heard that that is not the case. I'm sorry to break it to you. I know you thought you had something special. Listen, right now everyone is jockeying for their spot in the poly market odds, and this keeps all of that alive. I don't think that she's running, but I think that she likes being at the top or, you know.
Give me 1 second. I need to ask ChatGPT something. Give me a few moments, my pink brony bros.
Close with Gavin Newsom at the top.
If she's going to do it again, what flaws does she need to confront?
I mean,
So many of them.
I guess, yeah, all the flaws.
I mean, I would just off the top of my head say she has to distinguish herself from Biden. She never did it. That's what sank her on The View. So that's number one. Number two.
Yeah, I don't see her as any different than Biden. I think they're both very incompetent. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Kamala. Not in the slightest.
She has to explain the border. And if she does win the presidency, you have to say, I'm not going to blow it wide open like I did last time. And she also just has to speak with confidence.
All right.
She's always like,
this segment very seriously.
What does a Project 2029 agenda look like for you?
One is we've got to restore the rule of law, and that means holding people accountable who've broken the law. I'm talking about in this administration, when we get a new one, the people in this administration who've broken the law and federal.
Well, you know what Trump's going to do, right? Trump's just going to give him a pardon in advance. He's going to pardon everybody in his administration because he knows that there's going to be a witch hunt from people after the administration's said and done. So yeah, I think Trump's going to pardon all of them. As he should, by the way. As he should.
Agents who've broken the law need to be held accountable.
And that means criminally prosecuted.
Criminally prosecuted, civil.
I think Trump is actually doing everything within the law.
Prosecute, whatever it is that we can do.
Where I differ with Governor Pritzker is, I've said many times, I don't believe that voters are going to go to the polls and vote for Democrats if they want to prosecute, if that's the foremost thing they want to do, or that's the nucleus of the plan. You have housing challenges. People can't afford them. That's what Democrats ought to be talking about. But truth be told, Governor Pritzker had a good night last night, and the question becomes: can you translate that 2 years from now? I don't know. That's a long time.
Good morning. Good morning. Rev, I'm going to use the F word. Who are feckless.
Oh, God. Dude, she is the cringiest person in the world. Her levels of cringe. Kamala Harris is the worst. Holy freaking crap. Terrible.
Obliterated it, he said. You know how he likes to use those kind of words? Obliterated it. He kind of Rev acts like a mob boss. So then he's kind of like, well, you take Eastern Europe, and I'll take the Western Hemisphere. And then you over there, you get Asia. And we'll just divide it up.
Are you going to run again in 28?
I might.
Dude, she's just out of her mind, dude.
I might. I'm thinking about it.
Obviously, nothing has changed for them. They do everything possible, but except the one thing they need to do, which is change, which requires admitting that they went down the wrong path.
Yeah, well, they're not going to change. This is the problem with Democrats is that they're still going to believe in their stupid socialist ways. They're still going to believe that communism works, even though that both of these ideas are terrible. Socialism and communism really, really blow. At the end of the day, it says you do realize that presidential immunity covers a lot, but not everything. And one of those things that it does not cover are war crimes. Honestly, Trump hasn't committed any war crimes, though. Can somebody please explain to me what war crimes he's committed? TJ says, if Democrats get control of the House or the Senate in November, we are fucked forever. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. The Democrats are still more unpopular than the Republicans. Granted, Republicans are very unpopular as well. In fact, a lot of people are wanting a mass exodus from both parties. A lot of people hate the Democrats because their policies suck. People hate Republicans because there's a bit of a fracture right now between MAGA and what I guess you would call traditional conservatives. I mean, I kind of fall in the line of MAGA. But here's the thing. I'm not saying I'm a diehard MAGA guy. I'm gonna vote Republican because the Democrat policies in general suck so bad. And that's the thing. And I also don't believe in democracy. At least not a full-on democracy. We're a partial democracy by all technicality. But anyway.
Because they don't want to relinquish the sunk costs of all their mistakes.
Every prominent Democrat, save for Kamala Harris and from what we've heard from Joe Biden, has talked explicitly about mistakes that were made throughout the Biden years, talking about open border problems and how that wasn't addressed on time.
Joe Biden, baby.
Media strategy problems, telling people, no, your wallet is fuller than you think it is, or we have a faster recovery than everyone else in the G7, so you should be thankful for that, that we prioritized cultural issues over economic issues, or that was people's perception of us. So I just don't see that as reality.
Greasy Gab just cooked up a word salad.
Yeah, we're a constitutional representative republic. Exactly. Yeah, it's basically what I said. I just didn't say a constitutional republic. We're a partial democracy. We're not a full-on one. We're partial in the sense that we use democratic processes to get representatives in there. So, yeah. I mean, what did I say that was incorrect? Eric Wagner, the fact that you even use the word dolt makes you a dolt. Loser.
That would put Kamala to shame.
What is the thing you want to you want to accomplish, politically?
Oh God, that guy sounds like the most beta man I've ever heard.
I don't have like a brand. I'm into that whole 60s, the vernacular of the 60s, solving for ignorance and poverty and disease, and the spirit of the 60s, and the spirit of King, and and how the nonviolent movement, and Gandhi, and Havel, and Mandela, that whole that moral authority, that whole space. That's the zeitgeist.
If you had to define it, vote
I need
for
your help
me
to define
and you
it.
get
You tell me.
X.
You're better at this.
I don't know. I don't know who you.
I mean my why, but how do you translate that into human?
What?
Gavin Newsom's out of his mind. Dude, the liberals, the left has no candidates. The left has no candidates. Period. End of story.
And so the guy asked you, how do you want to deliver to the American people? And he said, Gandhi, Havel, zeitgeist. What was that?
I don't know. I can watch that again because he was like, wait, what? It's the same. Interesting about the Democrats, they have time to try to pull it together, and maybe they will. The other thing that they're wanting to do here is...
Yeah, I doubt it. Democratic Party's too dumb for their own britches.
Is to, I think, just separate themselves so much from President Trump that I'm not saying they're rooting for...
If you guys are tired of the left, if you guys are tired of being told what to do by crazy leftists, double tap your screen to like the stream. If you guys still believe that MAGA is still alive and kicking, Double tap your screen to like the stream if you're tired of the left. Overall, double tap your screen to like the stream. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, my God. What are you doing? I am the booty warrior. I am so fruity. Don't touch my booty. So I'm gonna put up a. We're gonna go live on TikTok as well. No, wait, I don't want to take up the extra bandwidth. It's not a good idea. We could experiment with that. I mean, I'm already using a pretty good chunk of bandwidth just doing this show. So, maybe not. Maybe not. I think doing both would be probably a bad idea.
For America to lose, but they're not saying America wants to win. And I get it that America tired of forever wars, but they also really want to win. They don't like losing, and rooting for failure is a terrible idea.
Democrats shouldn't feel overconfident because of the 2025 results and even the last few weeks' results. Because if you don't have answers, either party, if you think it's all partisanship, you're not going to win. What I do agree with Greg on is that Donald Trump is a transformational figure in politics. He upended the normal vernacular. He's aligned with Republicans, but he has Democrat views and he has Republican views and he has some views that defy both parties. You're going to win the electorate if you take seriously their concerns.
Dems are desperate for some headlines, so they're up.
Hey, thank you guys for double tapping the screen to like the stream, though. We're trying to get to 60 likes in 60 minutes, so if you guys can, double tap your screen to help a smaller channel out. We're trying to get to 60 likes in 60 minutes, so please double tap your screen to like the stream. Oh. Thank you.
The shock factor. J.B. Pritzker trying to tip the scales by dropping the D word on Trump, despite telling Americans that Joe Biden's pudding brain was just fine.
I think the man has dementia. I don't really understand how it works up there.
You have to make a choice, Governor. Do you think the president has dementia and therefore can't be responsible for his actions? Or do you think he's evil and making these decisions with...
I mean, I think it's both. I think it's both. I mean, you could be an evil person with dementia. Just to let you know. You could be an evil person that also has dementia. That's not entirely impossible. For example, let's say I spent my whole life being an evil person, and then suddenly I have dementia in my old age. Well, having dementia doesn't give me a pass for all the evil that I've done. I think Joe Biden's both. Allegedly, in my opinion. Allegedly.
Full intent to harm. I mean, I think that I'm
Chris Hansen.
I'm not advising him, but obviously he'd be a terrible candidate. Because if you can't get that right, can't bat that away, that's pretty bad. And also it's ridiculous. He also said something about how he was the target of anti-Semitism, but he attributed all of it to Trump. And, without any sort of willingness to look at the left, in that, at least in this interview.
It would be nice if Pritzker could talk policy, but he can't, because still on the two key issues, he strongly is against cooperating with immigration authorities, which have allowed, because of not cooperating, has allowed illegal violent felons to harm innocent people and recommit heinous crimes. He's expanded sanctuary cities, which he claims is for public safety, which is like saying remove the locks of your doors and that way crooks won't break your windows. He's pro-trans in girls' bathrooms, and if you disagree with him, you're cruel. He thinks men can play in women's sports. And he feeds into...
That should never happen, man. That just shouldn't happen. Larson says both parties are equally guilty of gerrymandering. Yes, true. I'll agree with that.
I
agree with that wholeheartedly,
the victim
bro.
status of trans when we know it's false. Who has dementia? I mean, he doesn't even have that excuse. What is the reason for your insanity, you pig?
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube. And catch
JB
full shows.
Prisker, dude, what a freaking piece of you-know-what.
The gunman who was killed in Saturday's shooting near the White House has been identified as 21-year-old Nazir Best from Maryland. Best allegedly encountered Secret Service at least twice last year and had a history of mental health issues. He also told authorities that he was Jesus Christ and he wanted to get arrested. Political strategist.
Oh my God, what the fuck?
Katie Zachariah joins me now. Katie, good morning to you. You know, the president's initial reaction to this was to point.
Dude, this has to stop happening. People on the internet have been normalizing normalizing taking out your people who disagree with you. Basically, it's disturbing. It's effed up. It's effed up, man. Dude, I think you guys know I'm right. It's effed up. Period. End of story.
It's out that this shooting took place a month after the White House Correspondents Association dinner shooting. And he reiterated his point that all presidents deserve very safe spaces like the ballroom, and the funding and construction of that.
Yeah, and I think once that ballroom is done, not only will our current president be safe during events, future presidents will also be safe, along with the guests who go to those events. I think having a ballroom is going to be brilliant. I think the construction of the ballroom is incredible. Like, why is this controversial? Other presidents in the past have said that they've wanted a ballroom. But somehow, because it's Trump who wants the ballroom, somehow it's a big deal. I think the reason that liberals are pissed off that Trump is creating the ballroom is because it'll make it that much more difficult for them to try to take him out. That's what the liberals think, because liberals are mentally, you know what, they're messed up. I'm tired of the left. I am tired of the violence from the left. It is out of hand. It is disgusting, and it should be treated as such. I'm sick and tired of the violence from the left. I really am. I think most people should be. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think the violence from the left is ever going to stop, though? I mean, that's my main question. I know. I don't think so. I just don't feel like it is. Hold on. I do want to check real quick the audio of the show. I think it sounds all right, but I always get a little paranoid sometimes. Just in case, I like to double check, make sure everything's sounding normal. Hold on. I do want to check... Okay, everything is sounding good. Nice. Anyway, let's keep going.
That project.
Oh, before we continue watching this, make sure that you double tap your screen to like the stream. One more time. Double tap your screen to like the stream. The more likes... Whoa, what the fuck? Well, the more likes we get, the better. But yeah. But yeah, double tap your screen to like the stream. One more time. Double tap your screen to like the stream.
Project is now very much in question. So does the president have a point here?
Absolutely, the president has a point. Look, within 1 month, we have a two times gunman trying to attempt to take President Trump's life.
And why does this keep happening? Can I ask the left one big question? Why are you all so mentally disturbed? Like, what is wrong with all of you guys mentally? What happened to you guys?
And this is historic, right? He's bringing crime down across the country. We're at 126-year lows.
Oh, yeah, Trump is bringing crime down across the country, which is sexy.
Particularly in D.C., it's the safest it's ever been. Yet President Trump, the attempts on the president's life are absolutely historic. And so this ballroom has to be built, not just for President Trump, but for every single future president.
Yeah.
As this,
because there's going to be so many crazies that keep coming after Trump or coming after someone else. Too many crazy people.
This type of leftist extremism is not being dealt with. We need to make sure
and it needs to be dealt with.
President Trump is safe and every president is safe after him, Carly.
Well, this particular gunman, Best, was known to Secret Service and he had a criminal record. Do you view this as an incident that should have been prevented?
Well, look, with the White House security complex, thank goodness the Secret Service neutralized him before he even had an opportunity to get any closer. And I think what we have to address is the fact that we have a problem in this country with leftist hate. We've had so many attempts. I was at Mar-a-Lago when they had to neutralize another attempted assassin on President Trump, and thankfully he wasn't there. But if we don't tune down, if the left does not get a hold of the violent rhetoric, this is historic. Look, you have these 21, 22, even early 30-year-old men that are very extreme and being indoctrinated online.
These are all crazies. These are all crazy people who listen to the leftist mainstream media. Honestly, the left, I would say, the problem with the left is they encourage violence. A lot of the mainstream media outlets, allegedly encourage violence, right? And then another thing that you have to consider is not only that, the people who follow these mainstream media news outlets are more than happy to commit the violence on their behalf. That's the problem. That's the problem. Do you guys see what I'm getting at? Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? You don't understand. You don't get it. You just don't get it, man. Tracy, that is not true, and you know it. You know it's not true. You know absolutely that what you're saying is not true. Small wiener gang. Okay, let's keep going.
Line. And so we have to get to the bottom of this. So could it be prevented? I think that we need to take a hard look at what's driving the extremism, and a lot of that, Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel, this.
Oh yeah, don't forget to tap the subscribe button as well. Not only do we need more likes, obviously, tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner to help our small channel grow. The more subscribers, the better. So I appreciate you guys for being so kind.
Violent rhetoric just seems to be continue going, although Colbert was held accountable finally, Carly.
Yeah, you know, Kate, that's a great point. And if you could dive into it a little further, because clearly there is a real issue when it comes to young men and this mental rot that's taking place that's leading to extreme violence among...
Oh, yeah. And it's usually leftist men who are very,
young men in America right now. Why do you think that's happening, and how do we prevent this?
I don't know if you can sometimes. I like to think you can, but really, in all reality, I don't know anymore, man. I don't know. Good potato chips, man. Not gonna lie, I love me some good potato chips, brother. We need them chips.
Two of the attempted assassins have come out of California. And now we have this, including on Justice Kavanaugh. And we haven't seen, Carly, we haven't seen this same tick across the board from the right. Although the left wants to continue saying the right is the violent side, it is all coming from the left with the assassination of Charlie Kirk and all these attempts on President Trump and the attempted assassin of Justice Kavanaugh. So what is driving this is, in my mind, you're looking at Maryland, California. You have this, President Trump had actually signed an executive order on dealing with radical indoctrination in K through 12 and then in higher education. And we have to get to the root of what is driving this radical indoctrination, particularly from the left, among young men, and why they think that they have the opportunity to take these types of situations into their own hands and portray violence on American people. This is also Mangione. And also the Pacific Palisades arson lit this fire with the same leftist extremism that led to $250 billion of damage and lives lost, Carly. So it's widespread and systemic, and we need to deal with the root causes. I think we're getting to that with the executive orders, but we need to get deeper on online extremism.
Yeah, this is a deep problem that no matter how many shootings or close calls...
Agreed. This needs to stop happening to Trump. The left has to start disavowing their crazy people. The fact that this keeps happening, and the left seems to, the main leftist leaders seem to keep encouraging it. And it's bullshit.
Calls there are, it remains unsolved, which should be of utmost concern to all of us. Katie, thank you so much.
This is how much people hate Hassan.
Hassan is terrible, by the way, and honestly, the downfall of Hassan has been satisfying. And I'll tell you why. Because the main issue that I have with Hassan is he's a champagne socialist. That in itself is disgusting. But yeah, I don't think a lot of people respect Hassan Piker, nor do they trust him. And to be honest, I can't say I blame him.
There was a positive post about me on Twitter. That's crazy. There is a positive post about me on Twitter comparing to Hassan. I don't know what to say. It's the sign of the end of days. I know. Is this real? Yeah, this is a photo he took a few years ago. And it's so accurate, though. I guess so. Hassan bin Laden, that's his new name, Hassan bin Laden. I like that. And Shuan Head read a funny tweet. Let me see if I could find it. I haven't seen that. Make the rich pay. Oh God. And so where is it? There it is. Okay, let me go back and pull it up. And no, this isn't anything new. I don't think so. This is all the same stuff, I'm pretty sure. And unless it's something I haven't seen before, I have no idea. But I bookmarked it just for stream. Let me see if I can find it. So where is it here? Is this the one I was thinking of?
I do like the titles that tech toners come out with, like Shoe on Head finishes inside of Hassan, or Asmund Gould finishes in Hassan, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it is. This is an actual positive tweet about me.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and you have to like understand that, like, I am one of the prime evils of the world, right? Like, I mean, I'm disgusting, I'm abrasive, I'm mean, I'm vengeful, I'm selfish, I'm open about it. It's not like I even try to hide it. Like, I'm basically like almost every single bad thing that you can be, like, you put it all into one thing, it's pretty much me. And so anyway, if I'm being looked at as the good guy here, yeah, I've invented, like, yeah, the 8th deadly sin is just simply being me, right? Being myself. And which are you, Diablo, Mephisto, or Baal? I mean, I'd like to be Mephisto, but probably Baal. But yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah. You're pretty normal. Don't give you crap like that. No, it's whatever. So this is what I said when I was a kid.
Honestly, I don't think Asmund's that bad. He's lazy for sure. You could tell. He does need to shower, but I think his heart's in the right place. He is selfish. Who the hell isn't? I see no problem here. I like Asmund Gould. I see nothing wrong with him, man.
Our lights would turn off and we would never... Okay, so this is inaccurate. We never had our electricity turned off, but we had our heating turn off. We had our heating turn off and our internet turn off. We always had electricity. So, like, we would go from, you know, basically being able to, like, be normal, and then we would be reduced down to, my mom and I would be reduced down to playing Age of Empires 2 and using the Super Nintendo. And the year is 2012. Okay, so no, it's not entirely accurate. Okay, we had electricity. It's just that, you know, that was about it. Reduced. Yes, that's really all it was. And so anyway, do you have electric heaters? We had one. We had one electric heater that we got at Walmart or something like that. So yeah, typical third world or debuff. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Like, if I think back on those times, like, this is what it says, man, I wish I could go back. Yeah. If I could snap my fingers and go back to the times where it was just me and my mom, and we would have enough stuff to, like, maybe bake one cake in our, like we had a separate, like, so basically this, and there's even more, there's lore compounded on this, okay? So basically, so this is, I bought my mom this nice, beautiful, brand new oven, and I had it installed and everything. And so anyway, this is what happened, right? And I don't even really know how to use this oven. And the reason why is because growing up, we always had one of these ovens. And so this is the oven that I was so used to using. And so this is the one we would put cakes in there and we would cook a cake. Like, I remember my mom and I, we would, you know, we'd have enough money to, like, get together money to get a cake mix. And then we'd bake a cake. And then we would play Age of Empires and, like, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past.
Yeah,
like, in, again, the year 2012 because the internet got turned off and the heating got turned off, and there's like one space heater, so we're sitting in the same room. So like this, and we had to use this because at the time, this is a gas oven. And so obviously you can't use it whenever there's no gas. And so that was it. Some of our childhood, priceless times. It was a great time. It really was. And I never afford to fix my teeth. I remember this one time my divorced mom used her last $20, used it on Taco Bell. Not only did she use it on Taco Bell, she enthusiastically used it on Taco Bell. Like, it wasn't even like I wonder what we're going to do with this money. No, it was immediately, instantaneously.
Straight up on Taco Bell.
Oh, wow, $20? I can get so much Taco Bell with this. Instantaneously went to Taco Bell. That was it. And I had to get food from my friend's house after that. No, I never had to do that. We always had extra ramen noodles. That was it. And so sometimes you'd have to reduce down to that. And my mom, the reason why she would eat the handfuls of chocolate is because basically, so if you, this is really degenerate, okay? But so basically, in order, like pound for pound, you get more Hershey's chocolate if you buy the bags of the baking chocolate, the little tiny Hershey's Kisses, instead of the bars. Because so the bars are like $3, but the bag is $3, but there's twice as many out of the bag. So she would buy the bag and just eat this shit like popcorn, right? And that's what it was. Life hack. Yep, life hack, guys. Exactly.
That's not a bad one.
Attention.
Yeah. I like that.
Real one alert. That's a great idea. Yeah, and she...
Oh, this is fantastic, man. I mean, this is great. Man. Oh, man. Hearing Asmund, I just find Asmund Gould to be an interesting fella. He's clearly an intelligent dude. Clearly, but he just likes to live his life a very simple, basic way, and I respect it because I very much have. That's the type of life I like to lead, man.
Be eating this, yes, changing consumer habits at work, and not degenerate, just resourceful. Yeah, we were min-maxing, and so you would know these kinds of things if you had these problems. And so anyway, as shit starts melting in your hands immediately, it does. And by the way, it was in her hand for 3 seconds. It was just there, like that. That was it, and that was all there was to it. And then obviously Hassan, I never grew up with much. All I had was wealthy family, unlimited food. I can believe that. Horseback riding, anything I asked for.
Yeah, Hassan basically, it's funny. Hassan grew up rich. Asmund Gould grew up poor. Straight up. And the irony is, Asmund Gould appreciates capitalism far more than Hassan. Yeah.
Constant support and an uncle who paved my media career. I've suffered more than most. I mean, again, I don't know if he says that or not. The thing is that I have no idea if he does, but like, that's the way it goes. People are fucking mad no matter what. And make me miss my mom. I know. And Asmund's actual working class guy. Hassan's a rich flat boy LARPer. I mean, I don't really, am I a working class guy? I mean, I don't really have any working class struggles anymore. But I live in a working class neighborhood. And, like, I don't really identify as being some rich guy or some famous, well-known guy. Like, I don't know. I just stream. It's not a big deal to me. But, to some people, they take it really serious.
I mean, Asmund Gould is pretty popular. I wouldn't say he's famous, but the man's got a lot of subscribers on YouTube, and he's pretty big on Twitch. So, I don't know, man. He's never gonna have to. Twitch and YouTube could shut him down permanently. He'd be fine for the rest of his life. Keep it in investments. Let the investments pay you, and you'll be good. Simple as that, bro.
Obviously, I don't know what to say. So, working class hours, I guess, right? Yeah, it's usually 9 to 5, something like that. Well, it's 12 to like 7 usually. But he said he was poor, only making $60K in college. Yeah, I mean, that's not a lot of money in California. Give me a second. Excuse me, a little bit of allergies. From rags to bitches? Well, really for me, it's from rags to rags. Yeah, I mean, I'd say that's really about it. And yeah, that's about it. His dad paid his rent, so it's a lot. I mean, I have no idea. I mean, who cares? I mean, but overall, did Asimov actually do anything worthy of the hate that he gets? Yeah, I probably did. That's probably, yeah. And so Zach always come off more authentic. Well, the thing is that also, Jesus Christ, like, it's really, dude, the dog, it's never going to end. And obviously they're doing the Homelander edits of him. I don't hate him. I just don't think it's particularly insightful or bright. That's fine. To be held accountable for what he did in Germany and what he did with Diddy. He didn't do anything with Diddy. He didn't get invited. And it's so crazy his embodiment.
Wait, Hassan was invited to the Diddy parties, allegedly? Is that what I'm hearing?
Someone liberals should hate more than anyone else. I know. But anyway, yeah, a positive thread about me. That, I mean, that doesn't happen very often. I'll tell you that. When you don't change your lifestyle based on wealth, keeps you grounded. I mean, I don't know. There's things in my life I've changed differently, right? But not a whole lot. I mean, I generally try to be just...
Yeah, I mean, I do say give me a second quite a bit. Mainly because give me a moment is what I say quite a bit. I say, give me a moment. Give me a moment. Give me a few more moments. I do say sometimes give me a second, but usually it's give me a moment. But, you know, pretty much the same gist. I mean, I think most people do, but who knows? I kind of just use whatever I think feels more comfortable to me. I try to speak within my comfort zone. You know, it's not in my comfort zone, sorry. I try to speak within my realm of competence when it comes to speaking. I wouldn't say I've got the most, I don't have the most gigantic vocabulary. You know, I have the ability to communicate an idea for the most part. But, yeah.
You know, the same guy. I mean, I don't even really try to do anything. I mean, if you want me to be honest, like, I don't really spend a lot of time thinking about or trying to, you know, do X or Y thing. I just kind of live my life, right? I mean, like, I don't think it's that big of a deal, but I guess for some people it is, right? I mean, some people it is, I guess. Why didn't endorse Kamala? What is this here?
I've gone through this cycle already. I didn't endorse Kamala Harris. I refuse to do so.
Why?
Okay. Well, here's what's important.
I'm actually kind of shocked he didn't. Wait, you're saying that Hassan didn't endorse Kamala Harris? Okay, that is actually kind of shocking to me. I thought of all people who would endorse, I thought he did endorse Kamala. That is actually a little shocking to me. I thought of all people, Hassan Mother Effin' Piker would have endorsed Kamala. Make sure that you guys tap the subscribe button and double tap the screen to like the stream, as it really does help the channel grow in more ways than one.
Why would you not do that? Like, I mean, doesn't she agree with, like, more of your policies than Trump? Wouldn't, like, I mean, like, here's the thing, is, like, a lot of people died in, like, custody of ICE. Like, ICE killed people.
ET says, give me a movement, a bowel movement. Frog Eat Frog says, is hiding. We got Frog Eat Frog in the house. What's up, Brony?
Like, they'd be alive. They'd be alive.
Yeah, we love our Frog Eat Frog on this channel. He's one of our favorite guys. We got a lot of I got a lot of people I love on this channel. It's tough to it's like choosing a favorite child. I don't know who to choose.
If Kamala Harris won. Now, maybe different people would be dead, sure. But, like, the people in America, they'd be alive. They would be. And so, really, there is no moral high ground that you can have whenever you say that you wouldn't have endorsed Kamala Harris. Now, in my opinion, the only thing I would say I regret not endorsing Trump, but Trump hasn't done it Trump hasn't been bad enough. Like, that's what I'm mad about. Like, they call Trump a fascist, dictator, evil, demon, psychopath. Well, I wish that we're not getting that. I thought I was promised a dictator, and I'm just getting another politician. I'm fucking mad. I want my fucking money back. This is ridiculous. I'm mad he's not, yeah.
Here's what's important. In the past, I had endorsed Joe Biden. In the past, I had endorsed Hillary Rodham.
I can't. So you endorse Joe Biden, who's just as incompetent as Kamala, by the way, and Hillary, who is as corrupt as both of them combined, allegedly. And God, Hassan is such a tool. Hassan is a. I thought I was a tool, but Hassan, you're an even bigger tool than I am.
Brought him Clinton. And liberals still.
So it's because Kamala Harris was black. He didn't want to have a black person in the White House. I remember this was a thing with Obama, too. Yeah, there's a lot of conversation about this. It must have been it, right? I mean, like, no, I get it. Yeah, sure, definitely get it.
Yelled at me, saying I was a Bernie bro. And if you ask them why.
Bernie bro, dude. Bernie Sanders is the worst. He's an old socialist. There's nothing worse than an old person who thinks that socialism is a good idea, because it's a shitty one.
Back then, they would say it's because you weren't excited enough.
Wasn't excited?
In your endorsement of Hillary Clinton or Joseph Robinette Brandon. So it's actually not about endorsements.
It's obviously about endorsements. You refuse to endorse a person who, based off of your own ideology, is a greater lesser of two evils, like a tremendous lesser of two evils with Kamala Harris. The only way that you can justify your policy and your decision for not doing that is if the only thing that you care about is Israel-Palestine.
I will say that I honestly think Harris might have been more incompetent than Biden. Like, and that is a surprise. Like, I really do. I think that she was just as incompetent as Joe Biden.
Which I think is exactly what that's actually the truth, right? That's the only reason that's his only issue that he cares about. That's why he pushes Muslim identity politics all day. That's why he runs defense for terrorism, Islamic terrorism. This is what he does. And so anyway, you have all these things happen, and it becomes very evident that Hassan does not have the best interest of the American people in mind. He does not. Just it's that simple. He cares about voting for the best interests of foreign countries. So in a lot of ways, he's the exact same as these Israel lobby people. He's the exact same as AIPAC. Like, you have somebody who basically is saying...
He's comparing Hassan to AIPAC, dude. Oh, my God. I love it, dude. I'm all about it. Larson Christopher says, no. Harris at least knew when happy hour was every day. Hell yeah, dude. Larson frickin' Christopher, brah.
Saying that, let's vote in this way because it's beneficial for Israel. Well, what's the difference between saying that and let's vote in this way because it's beneficial for Palestine? I mean, at the same time, like, both of these things are like foreign issues that have nothing to do with the American people. So, I mean, I really think that's it.
Voting at all. Because if they actually sincerely were worried about the pain that Trump is causing, as I was... And I still am.
Well, then if you're worried about the pain that he's causing, why didn't you endorse Kamala? This is a completely, like, the thing is with this is that this is why every liberal should resent Hassan. It's because he's trying to co-opt and take over your movement with a fringe identity politics movement that is comprised primarily of foreign actors and non-Americans. And they're doing...
Wow, I mean, that's a good conclusion. Because what is Hassan? Well, he's a champagne socialist. Okay. We could start there. He pretends to be about socialism, but honestly, his actions show he's not about it. I don't know how you could be a socialist and have a Gucci bag. I just don't. You're not a real socialist. If you own an iPhone, you're not a real socialist. If you own anything that's been produced through a capitalist system that you hate so much, you're not a real socialist. You're a fucking fake. You're a fake. I think you should admit that.
Doing so for a racial and a religious and ethnic reason. They're trying to take over the Democratic Party. They're trying to use their wedge identity politics and Muslim identity politics to drive Democratic policy. And they don't care about the average American. To the extent that they care about free health care for all or anything else, this is just a means to the actual ends, which is establishing a larger demographic of those people. And free health care is just simply a way that enables that. So they don't want free health care as an ends, they want it as a means. And as soon as Democrats and liberals realize this, I think that they'll realize how much of an existential threat this ideology is to everybody else and to them. It's actually more, I would argue that, and I don't know, maybe this is like woke for me to say, but I think we need the Democratic Party. I think that it's been tremendously detrimental that we can't have reasonable, cognizant conversations about.
Yeah, I think we need a reasonable Democrat Party that isn't invaded by socialists and communists. If we could go back to the old Democrats, like we're talking maybe 90s Democrats, maybe 2000s Democrats, I'm okay with that, actually. I'm not saying I want any of them to be president or take over the House or the Senate, but I want an intelligent Democrat Party, not the bullshit Democrat Party that we see today. The Democrat Party we see today is hot garbage, okay? Hot garbage. And it's okay to admit that. By the way, if you guys think the Democrat Party sucks and is terrible and that we need, I'm not a fan of the Democrats at all, but I would love to see a 2000s, late 90s style Democrat Party come back. Tap the subscribe button. If you want to build, exactly, Larson Christopher, Clinton was peak Democrat, was the peak of the Democrat Party. If you want the Bill Clinton style Democrats to make a comeback, tap the subscribe button in the upper right hand corner. If you guys are tired of the current Democrat Party and you guys want an intelligent Democrat Party to come back, tap the subscribe button in the upper right hand corner. Froggy Frog says pandering to wokeism started second term Obama.
For example, AI, privacy, workers' rights, and the privileges that workers are losing because AI is removing their jobs. We can't have any of these conversations because the left wing has been taken over by Muslim identity politics, trans identity politics, and illegal alien advocacy. We need a strong workers' party. And we don't have that anymore. We don't. And it's been taken over by these people.
See, guys, do you guys want to see what happens when I try to stream on TikTok at the same time? I'm going to try streaming on TikTok as well. We're going to see what happens, okay? I don't know how this is going to work. This may screw everything up, though. Hold on. Give me 1 second, though. Oh, flip it. Yeah, let's flip it. Trump versus Iran. Let's see. Done. So we're going live on TikTok, reluctantly. But I want to get a bigger following on TikTok. So if you guys want to follow me on TikTok, it is tiktok.com/@RealGarza. So I'm trying to see if I can create more of a following on the TikTok. Don't know if I can. Don't know if it's going to be a good idea or not, but we shall see. It's notifying my viewers that I'm live. Oh my God. Make sure that you guys check out the my YouTube channel, though. And all I'm going to do really at this point is like set it up to where it like can see me, I guess. Yeah. There we go. That's actually perfect, dude. Holy crap. Yeah, no, I'm it's crazy. Hold on. All right. Taking a look-see here. Looks like it is screwing up my bandwidth a little bit. Let's try switching out of the internet. Let's get out of Wi-Fi real quick. Okay, so I'm connected to mobile data only. Nice. All right, so I'm live on TikTok while I'm doing this show. I decided I didn't want to use too much of my bandwidth, so I just kind of the left. So Larson Christopher says the left has succeeded in destroying his state of Minnesota. Yeah, they have. Honestly, I can agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly, man. I think what the left has done to Minnesota is honestly, it's insane. It's kind of evil, if you ask me. Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to see if I can. I'm trying to find an easy way to set this up. Oh, we got a whole bunch of people joining in on the Michael Garza Show. So now we're live on TikTok. We're also live on YouTube. So I'm going to keep watching my boy Asman here.
They've completely, basically poisoned the party with identity politics.
Yep.
They have, but by Marxists. Yes, exactly. By like extreme socialism and stuff like that. Identity politics ruined the world. Well, yeah, and these are the people that did it. And fundamentally, the Republican Party, I think, has only gotten stronger, and it's only become more unified in a way, right? Besides the Israel thing, I think the Israel thing is different. But other than the Israel issue, I think that everybody is extremely unified in pushing against this. Whereas the Democrats don't have any singular messaging that resonates with people, other than the Republicans are racist. That's literally it. So, I mean, I think that liberals, these extreme leftists are a much larger threat for liberals than they are for conservatives or Republicans. And the reason why is because they're the ones that are going to, they're splitting the vote, right? Mm-hmm. Like, they're not splitting Republican votes, they're splitting Democrat votes.
Yeah.
They would have demanded that the Harris campaign actually take this shit seriously, right?
What shit? What shit?
But they don't care. One of the first things that a lot of liberals did on the timeline after Donald Trump became president was openly salivating at the prospect of getting their Latino.
God, Hassan is insufferable, dude. Hassan Piker is insufferable. This guy's the worst, dude. Dude is the worst. You know what? Screw it. I'm setting this right here. This is just what we're going to be doing, dude. This is it. What's up, bronies? What's up, brony bro? But yeah, no. Hassan sucks, dude. I think the more I listen to Hassan Piker, the more my mussy dries up, bro. He makes my mussy dry, man.
Neighbors deported.
No, they didn't. What? What is he talking about?
I never know what Hassan's talking about, bro.
It's true? Who? Like, yeah, there was probably like 5 posts. There was like 5 posts of some person saying, well, if you voted for Trump, I hope you get deported or something like that. Yeah, sure. But these are just, I mean, like, are we really going to think that those are all those leftist people, or are those some people that are also those are all Democrats, or are some of those leftists too?
And if you recall back then, what did I say? I said, this is ridiculous. You are no better than the fascist Republicans if you actually agitate and actively lean in to the deportations regime.
Well, how can you say that they're as bad as them if they're leaning into the deportations regime, but you're not as bad as them when you're leaning into Adam Schiff being arrested?
No.
I mean, I don't like this. It's actually crazy how just completely dishonest this is.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're watching a complete ideology narrative collapse in real time. You are like, I mean, it's
well, Asman. Here's the thing about Hassan. Hassan is a total fake. He's a champagne socialist. He's a piece of garbage. But that's his problem. Guys like Hassan. Champagne socialists are a huge problem, and my big problem with champagne socialists is that, first off, they're benefiting from capitalism on a high level. Second, they would actually not thrive at all in a socialist environment. In fact, they would do poorly. It's usually these rich kids that think that socialism is a good idea, and when in all reality, because socialism sucks. It really is one of the worst ideas. Any form of collectivism implemented on high levels of government is absolute garbage. It's horseradish. Let me see what's going on TikTok real quick here. So if you guys want to see me live on YouTube, check out my YouTube channel. It's at Real Garza, youtube.com/@RealGarza. So check us out. Right now I'm live reacting to Ashman Gould. So it's good to see so many people joining in. But yeah, we're ranting about champagne socialists, and anybody who thinks socialism is a good idea really doesn't understand how crappy socialism and communism are. As you know what I mean? They're just bad ideas, and I think most people can understand that. Yeah, those aren't really social democracies. They say that they're social democracies, but they're not, trust me. And also, by the way, most of the Western European countries are completely weak. They're weak countries. They may thrive to some degree economically, but that's only off the backs of everything else. When government gets too involved in the process of economics, yeah, those countries suck. Social democracies like Western Europe, they're not that great. And anybody who hypes them up is just another moron. You know what I mean? You do realize that socialist countries don't work. Especially, like, mainly communism's the worst of the worst. Socialism sucks too. Socialism and communism, anything that's rooted in collectivism is a bad idea. I don't care what your stupid college professors say. It's bad. Anyway, sorry, I'm talking to the crowd on TikTok while also talking to you guys. I'm two-timing my audience. Nate Dogg says it sounds like you're talking through a tin can. That's because I was talking away from the microphone. So that is completely my bad, by the way. But yeah, so I'm live on TikTok right now. I was actually talking to my phone, and yeah, it's pretty funny though. So I'm talking to my phone a little bit. Let me take a look here. But yeah, no, there's a lot of brain rot on TikTok. So I'm basically live on TikTok through my smartphone. I just have my smartphone sitting next to my microphone stand. Yeah, I don't really care about TikTok though. I mean, TikTok sucks. No, TikTok is like, in my opinion, the low IQ. It's the low IQ social media. It's for people with shitty attention spans. Honestly, if you want to kill your attention span, just use TikTok all the time. That's all you got to do. You want to kill your attention span and your ability to feel joy? Use TikTok. I don't even like using YouTube Shorts, for God's sakes, because I think it's terrible. I don't mind making content for this shit. I'll make content for TikTok, even though I think TikTok is the devil. But yeah, if TikTok's the devil, I'm going to control it. So, or be controlled by it. Ooh. Anyway. Don't come at me, please pull out instead. Come out of me. Now I'm thinking, am I gay? Am I gay, I guess? And I have semen in my hands, in my ass, on my penis. Okay. What's going on, my brony bros? Make sure that you guys double tap your screen to like the stream. One more time. Double tap your screen to like the stream.
It's insane.
Fascist Republicans are implementing. If you are anti-fascist, you should not aid and abet the fascist regime.
But you did that. You did that.
You should oppose it, even if it's someone that you dislike.
How do you say this? There are clips of you not doing that. Oh my God. This is Jesus. He aided them. Yeah, and you also aided them by not supporting Kamala Harris. You did. You helped them too. Like not taking an action. Like, like think about it as a trolley problem, right? If you see a trolley going down and there's 100 people on one track and one person on the other track, and it's going to hit the 100 people and you don't pull the lever, you're responsible for all those 100 people dying. You are. That's the way I see it, because you could have changed it and you chose not to. So that's it. You had the lever. You could have used it. You didn't. And now you're trying to play the moral upper hand. And by the way, I didn't want Kamala to win. Fuck no, I didn't want her to win. Absolutely not.
Even if it's...
But I could.
Oh yeah, Kamala would have been a terrible dude. Kamala would have been a terrible president. We all know that. I think we can all agree that Kamala would have been the worst. Hold on, what's this say? But yeah, no, I do think that I think that Kamala Harris is terrible. She's one of the worst. She's one of the worst candidates ever, and I'm glad she never won. I'm glad she didn't win. That would have been really, really, really bad. To be honest, been insanely bad. But yeah, no, if you guys think that Kamala Harris would have been a good candidate, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I think she's severely incompetent. Terrible.
I can see where a liberal is coming from, right? I can understand how they think.
Even if it's victims, are people who you personally believe legitimately played a role in the election of Donald Trump. They were, of course, referencing... Latino neighbors that had undocumented,
exactly what you did,
family members who had voted for Donald Trump, and there was plenty of them. I was never your biggest fan of Islam because I personally don't like how you sometimes flaunt your wealth, but do appreciate Chatter. I promise you, I don't flaunt my wealth.
You do when
Yes, you do. You buy Gucci bags. You buy designer clothes. You go out, you own all this unnecessary expensive shit. You claim to be a socialist, but in all actuality, you would do shitty in a socialist environment. You just would. The irony is, Asmund Gould started out poor. You didn't, Hassan. You didn't. So, Hassan blows my mind, man. Like, champagne socialists piss me off because they don't realize how shitty socialism is, mainly because they've lived in wealth their whole life. And that's the thing. They don't study socialism. They don't study why it's shitty. First off, they just need to read history and find out that pretty much every single country that has implemented some form of collectivism at a high level, at a massive scale, typically fails. Not just typically, it always does. Socialism is not a good idea. And to anybody who really thinks that socialism is a good idea, and a new idea at that, is dumber than I think they are.
When you ride around with like really expensive clothes, if you're going around with shirts that are $1,000, you're flaunting your wealth. That's the only reason why you'd buy something like that. You don't need to buy really expensive.
Yeah, you could buy True Classic tees. You could buy a 6-pack of True Classic tees for about $100 or around that amount. You know what I mean? You don't need to buy a $1,000 shirt. You can have great True Classic tees that make your, you know. Taking a look at TikTok real quick. What's TikTok doing? Yeah, this is interesting. So I see a bunch of people, bunch of socialist TikTok losers, bunch of socialist losers on TikTok. Let's see here. Socialism sucks. Socialism sucks. Socialism sucks. Boom. But yeah, socialism blows, by the way. Socialism sucks. Socialism sucks. Socialism sucks. Socialism sucks. Okay. There we go. I was trying to get more TikTok viewers by saying socialism sucks. So that way socialists can get angry at me.
Clothes like that. There's no like, I mean, I obviously, I've had expensive clothes like that before. Like, you're obviously doing that. I mean, what do you mean you don't flaunt your wealth? Like, why are you even saying this? Like, I mean, how many times have, like, you know, you gone out in public and people have, like, seen how much money you've spent on, like, all your clothes? It's like $10,000. Like, that's flaunt. How is having a $10,000 fit not flaunting your wealth? Like, I mean, what are we doing here? It's just, it's Jesus.
Yeah, the irony is with Hassan, he really does flaunt his wealth. And the sad part is he won't admit that. I think that's the saddest part about this, is he just won't admit it. Just admit that you flaunt your wealth, dude. If you can admit that you're a champagne socialist, I'll actually kind of respect you. But no, I don't respect Hassan. Even if he did, it's taken him too long to admit he's a champagne socialist. And I don't think, it's pretty tough to respect a guy like Hassan Piker, though. Just because he's not a respectable dude, in my opinion. He just isn't. I don't know. All right. I figured out the formula. Oh, you're so sexy. Everybody knows that I am so sexy. Oh, do you know what I'm doing? Do you know what I'm doing? Oh, you know what I'm doing? Oh, do you know what I'm doing? No. Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Okay? This is what I mean.
Did he just say illegals voted? No, but he implied that the Mexicans and the Hispanics that voted for Trump were illegal. But that's, I mean, to be fair, he was also paraphrasing what somebody else said. It wasn't really him, it was somebody else.
Mm-hmm. I don't flaunt my wealth. Other people will go to unbelievable lengths to try to identify how much each individual article of clothing I've purchased without even knowing where I've purchased that article of clothing or how I've acquired that article of clothing or whether it is at odds with my worldview at all to create this idea that I love flaunting my wealth.
Yeah, you obviously do. That's why you have $10,000 fits. I mean, like, you can't walk around with like $5,000 to $10,000 worth of clothes on and then say that you're not flaunting wealth. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. If you're walking around with overly expensive accessories on, you're flaunting your wealth. 100% you're flaunting your wealth. And there's no, if you want to flaunt your wealth, flaunt your wealth. Like, I have no problem with that. The problem I have is the hypocrisy. If Hassan was like, look, I love fashion, I love buying expensive clothes, I would respect that. And if he said he loved capitalism, that's what I would respect. Now, if he's saying that he's a socialist and he's buying these Gucci bags and these fucking Rolex watches and the latest iPhone, you're not a real socialist. You're a fake. You're a fake ass. You're not a real socialist. You're the fakest socialist of all time. The fakest. Oh, I gotta pop my back. Hold on. Oh. But yeah, I just think that Hassan is a fake socialist, and that's what I believe. What do you guys think, though? Do you guys think Hassan Piker is a fake socialist? I think he is. You know, it is interesting experimenting with this, but, you know, I swear TikTok, like, overheats the crap out of my phone. So, yeah, right now I'm talking to all the TikTokers on my screen. We got Carla M, Troy Brazen. Let's see. Welcome to the show, everybody. This is the Michael Garza Show. Your host, Garza. I'm on TikTok and I'm on YouTube. Now, I'm rocking it on YouTube, though. I'm kicking butt on the tubes. Oh, yeah. I will say I'm much more popular on, I am very much more popular on YouTube than I am on TikTok. So if you guys want to join the 10,000 subscriber Brony Brother Club on TikTok, on YouTube, feel free. It's very fun. And I think you'll enjoy yourselves. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do? Oh, my God. How do I flip my camera on here? Flip it, yeah. Hold on. But yeah, overall, I think, look, I think Trump's the man. People who don't think that Trump is the man, you know, it's like, whatever. But yeah, bro, I'm all about Trump, dude. Trump make me hump, dude. Trump make me hump.
You know what we're doing here? It's just like it's so insanely this is shocking. Honestly, it's really like, what are you doing?
You think I wanted my house?
Do you think that I want like
to be doxxed when I purchased it?
Nobody agrees with that. Nobody says that's a good thing. Nobody thinks that. The house is not the issue. Listen, a $3 million house in LA is not that big. I understand, like, it's a nice house. He got a nice house. He deserves a nice house. But it's like the house is nothing compared to going around with like $10,000 worth of clothes on.
For myself and my family? No, of course not.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, I'm wearing Zegna pants. They're very, like I'm sure they're vintage, but I'm sure when they were first sold, they were pretty expensive.
I'm sure.
I got them for $30. But in the future, if they figure out what brand of pants I'm wearing, they'll say these were $700 pants. I got it for $30. Secondhand, thrifted.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter, right? Zegna. Ermenegildo Zegma.
The thing is that, like,
sounds fancy, like Obama's fancy mustard.
Does Hassan have a single photograph in the last 5 years of him at a thrift store? I wonder if he has a single photograph. Because I have like 50. I do. Like, and to be fair,
it's funny. Yeah, it's like no matter how rich you get. I mean, I've had times where I've had lots of money, and I'll admit, I still shop at the Goodwill. I'll get books from there. Sometimes I'll have to get clothes from there. But yeah, thrift shopping is, in my opinion, one of the best things you could do, especially if you're a baller on a budget. Without a doubt.
It was like 10 years ago, because like I haven't really gone and shopped for clothes in like probably like 10 years. Like, I'm not even kidding. But like I got this at the thrift store, right? I did. And yeah, thrift store. Like and you know what I think is happening? This is it's worse than you guys can even imagine. I think that he's paying somebody to go out there and shop for him.
That's a possibility.
I think that might be what's happening. A personal shopper. I have no proof of this. I'm making this up. I'm not saying this is what he's doing, but I think that's what happened. And a stylist, I guess so. So yeah, sounds sick, not gonna lie. Yeah, I guess, right? I mean, but like might be online too, maybe. I'm gonna pop some tags, got $20 in my pocket. Yeah, that was about the same time I went into, I spent a lot of time going to thrift stores. Yeah, about that same time, the Macklemore song. Thrifting got expensive. I really can't tell you. I mean, I used to go there. My mom, obviously, you know, because we didn't have a lot of money, like we would go to the thrift store all the time. But yeah, I mean, you're seeing this. I mean, this is just collapsing on itself, right? It's so funny for me to see that basically most people, it seems like, are rooting for the federal government in this case, right? Like, you can look at something that seems to be like kind of politically motivated, but like everybody still is agreeing with the government. I mean, you have had to burn a lot of bridges for that, okay? And that's it. So everybody's thinking that. I mean, honestly, dressing's horrible. I've never seen a man dress that bad. Yeah, I mean, it's probably done by somebody else. That's probably the reason why. And he's going to get audited. His messages probably will, right? And they might do some auditing. Yeah, you're right about that. And it's just LARPing. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Well, yeah, Hassan is the ultimate LARPer, if you think about it. He's, like I said, he's not a real socialist. And I think everybody's called him out on it to the point where I think it's like, I think he has to at least just admit that he's not a real socialist. He's not, man. Give me a few more moments, everybody. I'm testing something. Okay, let's keep going.
What to say, but let me go back. I think I've already looked at the rest of these before, and I thought this was kind of funny. But yeah,
I've gone through these.
why he didn't endorse Kamala Harris, and also, by the way. I'll never forget this dude got mad over a video game and said the N-word. And then he said, sorry, he forgot he was on camera, as if it's fine to say off camera. Yeah, it is completely fine to say off camera. Yeah, it is. Yeah, by the way, a lot of people say it off camera. A lot of streamers that you know say it off camera.
Yeah, it's true. He ain't lying, man. He ain't lying. Trying to do something kind of interesting. I gotta look at my TikTok real quick. Give me 1 second, you guys. I gotta look at the TikToks. TikTok.com. Oh no. / So I'm currently live. Live. Oh, here we go. Currently live. Oh, here we go. Let's see here. Give me 1 second, you guys. Give me 1 second, you guys. There we go. There we go. All right. Okay, sorry about that. I was trying to get some things figured out on TikToks. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of TikTok, though.
They do. You might not want to hear that. You might not want to, oh, you don't say that. Yes, they do. And this whole thing of like, this is the performative hyper reality that so many of these people invent, where it's like, oh my God, this guy said a bad word. Like, by the way, he's Swedish. He doesn't have anything to do. Like, I'm a black American. This is a black guy in America. He doesn't have anything to do with, he didn't do that to you, okay? Like, he was in fucking Sweden. He has nothing to do with this. It's not the same thing. So it's like you're getting mad over a struggle that you didn't go through at a person who never even has a lineage that put you through it. Like, it's just nothing. You're getting mad.
I mean, there's some damn accuracy to that. Holy crap, dude. That's crazy. There's very much accuracy to that.
Protective victim mentality. Yeah, it's not a big deal. You say something off camera. Oh my God. Are we really gonna perform? Are we gonna perform the silliness that this is some kind of a big deal? Yeah, people like streamers, all these people say slurs off camera constantly.
That's true. That's honestly true, man.
They do. They say it constantly off camera. The only reason why they don't say it on camera is because they don't want to get in trouble.
I mean, that is true. They don't say that word because they don't want to get in trouble, man. I agree. What's going on, dudes? Oh my God, people on TikTok are having a blast watching me with my mouse, dude. This is crazy. Actually, Have anything sensitive over here? No, I don't have anything. Big deal. Yeah, we're good. All right, it's the mouse cam, everybody. Let's see how far we can get. Oh, there we go. Give me one moment. All right, we're live on TikTok. Give me just a few moments, man. Okay, that kind of works. Hold on. I think that kind of works. Let's see. Yeah, that's sort of whatever. So I'm doing a mouse cam on TikTok where people can just see my mouse and what I'm doing here. Where's the emoji? I don't know, dude. E.T., what did you do with the emoji, bro? I know you did something with it, Brony. What did you do?
The only reason why. It's an engineered hyper reality that these retards have bought into and they believe in it. It's pathetic. Hassan has been a lightning rod for injecting foreign identity politics and Muslim identity politics into the Democratic Party and then poison pilling their electoral chances by creating a mountain out of a molehill with Palestine and Israel.
Oh, yeah.
This is one singular issue that you are affected.
That nobody gives a crap about. At the end of the day, I don't give two craps about either of those countries. I really don't.
And it's a foreign policy issue that you are effectively sabotaging the entire party over in order to try to own Israel. But this comes at the expense of, and I'm speaking from their perspective, not mine. This is coming from the expense of the undocumented people. This is coming at the expense of the trans people. This is coming at the expense of women. It's coming at the expense of children. It's coming at the expense of the homeless. It's coming at the expense of all of these other groups, but none of that matters because the goal is foreign identity politics. So yes, absolutely, getting rid of those people would be beneficial to them. That's absolutely true. Like, I don't see how this isn't obvious. There's another one of these too. I'll watch one more. Israel's a problem. It tries to win the Middle East to the U.S. At least is a real problem. I'm not sure about his framing, though. Really, Israel's a problem? I think the problem is gas. I think the problem is being able to afford food. I think those are the real problems that Americans are facing daily. It's healthcare, right? It's housing. Like these are the real, direct, specific problems that affect us immediately. Education. Like education's a huge problem. Like, you want to get into my pet issues, right?
I think, honestly, getting rid of the Department of Education or defunding it the way it was defunded was probably the best thing that Trump did in this term. The reason is because the Department of Education, if you're going to be honest, it doesn't, it never did anything. And also it's a federal agency. We have too many federal agencies try to control too many things. The federal government should not have its hands in too many pots. The federal government is meant to basically fund the military and things of that nature. That's all. That's really about it, man. Yeah? I mean, shit.
Universal suffrage is a huge problem. I guarantee you, if Israel disappeared, you'd still have trans bullshit. You'd still have non-binary 5-year-olds. If Israel and every single Jew on the earth was raptured by God and they were all fucking sent to heaven, everybody would still be doing the same stuff. Do you really think it would go away? Of course it wouldn't.
It wouldn't. It wouldn't go away.
Sorry.
Nope.
But yeah, I'm glad that I have united all of my enemies. Nick Fuentes, again, a person who has been, in his own words, victim to lawfare and political persecution in this country. He's a neo-Nazi who has claimed that he's actually a Democrat now because he wants to punish.
But I've never seen Hassan condemn Nick being criticized or attacked. Has Hassan ever condemned the administration for going after Nick Fuentes? I've never heard a clip of that. I feel like I would have seen a clip of that.
Yeah.
So, like, it's kind of odd. Not once, as far as I know.
Trump, because Trump is a servant of Israel, right? Nick Fuentes, if Trump wants to win us back, putting Hassan Piker in prison forever would be a good start. Laura Loomer, who is no friend to Nick Fuentes, and also another op of mine. President Trump can unite the entire country by having Hassan Piker arrested. It's his destiny.
It's his destiny. Is it Hassan?
Yeah, I think having too many federal agencies is all a part of the blank state tactics. I'm going to say blank. Yeah, and honestly, we don't want too many federal agencies. It's just not a good thing. We started out with 4 federal agencies. Now we got 4,000 here in America. That's not good, dude. It's just not good. Too many federal agencies equals too many problems. I mean, let's just be honest with each other. Can we all be honest with each other, please? I feel like we can't. Yeah. If you guys can, though, don't forget to send a gift or send a super chat. Gifts and super chats are always greatly appreciated on this channel. We love it. We try our best to encourage it, but we do our thing on this channel.
Is it Hassan's destiny to go to jail, or is it Trump's destiny to put Hassan in jail? This is this is unspecific.
Bro, what happened to our fun community? Now we fighting real politicians? Yes. Interesting to see this weird orbit, this weird coalition coming together.
Because nobody likes you.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Not even people. Just because Nick Fuentes doesn't like Trump anymore, doesn't mean he's suddenly going to love Hassan Piker. He knows Hassan Piker's a total tool. Laura Loomer knows that Hassan Piker is a total piece of garbage. They both know. Hassan Piker is an annoying person. But anyway, let's keep going. Yeah, Hassan Piker blows, dude. He sucks.
It's not weird. It's actually super, it's really reasonable. We've been waiting, people have been waiting on this forever. I don't understand, why this isn't obvious.
Anti-Trump neo-Nazis, pro-Trump, pro-Israel Nazis like Laura Loomer, and the entirety of the centrist commentariat coming together and joining forces to say that the fascist presidents insane encroachment on the First Amendment and targeting of political dissidents for doing activism, for doing...
This is the reason why people hate you. It's because you're not even able to accurately frame disagreement against you in an honest way.
Yeah.
And
that's another thing. Hassan Piker is not very is disingenuous, right? He doesn't. Oh, hey, we got Jason Beatrice. What's up, dude? Too many federal agencies are all. Yeah, that's right. I just read that. But yeah, no, I don't know. It's just crazy. It's crazy.
You refuse to engage with the substance of what people say because you're constantly trying to create a narrative that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You're more focused around a narrative rather than a reality or any sort of facts. So you're trying to pre-flight and create.
Well, hey, we got Hezekiah Wallace that says the collectivist authoritarian is upset that everyone hates him. Yeah. Can't say I blame everybody. That's the thing. And by the way, anybody who's a hardcore collectivist of any kind, whether you're socialist, Maoist, Marxist, communist, any of those socialist concepts, you tend to have a very authoritarian style personality anyway. So you want to tell people what to do. You want to dictate what people do. And if they don't do what you say, you want to punish them. That's what they do. That's what all collectivists do. They want you to act in a predetermined way, and that's it. If you don't do it, you will be punished for disobeying the group. That's pretty much it, dude. I mean, yeah. That's unfortunately the way it all works, though.
A disposition or a bias ahead of time by structuring the way that things are discussed in a way that's inaccurate. I think everybody realizes that you're doing this. Everybody knows this, whether it's with this, whether it's with the dog, whether it's with Israel-Palestine, whether it's with like Frogan and them getting banned, whether it's with Ethan suing them. Like you constantly mischaracterize and lie about everything and everyone.
Yeah.
And everybody sees it. Everybody sees this, and now the chickens are coming home to roost, and nobody really has your back. Because you've created and cultivated a community of people that are radical, extreme, and they follow whatever delusion that you invent.
Yeah.
But the reality is that is a very small minority, and you're realizing that everybody else that's outside of that tiny little bubble finds it reprehensible.
True.
That's really what's happening. And it's obvious this is what's happening. He just said pro-Israel Nazis. How retarded are these people? I know. Can you explain to me what a pro-Jewish Nazi is? It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't matter. I thought you agreed with Hassan on Israel. I agree with Hassan that Israel plays too much of a role in our politics, and I think that we should decouple from Israel more. But I don't agree with Hassan that Israel is the root of all of our problems. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Hassan is essentially trying to blame Israel for everything. That's stupid. That's dumb. If anything, like, yeah, I believe that Israel is not a good partnership. I don't think we should be partnering with Israel. I think it's a bad idea. But at the end of the day, you can't just blame Israel for everything. That's so dumb. That's low IQ. It's ridiculous. I think most people could understand that.
And I think that, like, basically, like, my Israel distrust is like a 2 out of 10, and like his is like a 10, right, or a 9.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm on the same spectrum, but it's just that he takes it too far.
Humanitarian aid to a country that we're fucking starving and destroying is actually a cause to celebrate. Okay? Interesting. These people do not have any real political world view.
Oh, really?
Many of these people do not have a vision in the affirmative or even in the negative, honestly.
I don't even see how this is an argument against it. Even if they don't have a political worldview, if your political worldview is problematic, that doesn't automatically make it good. Just because other people don't agree with you on something and they don't have and also, like, by the way, it seems like Nick Fuentes has a very defined political worldview.
Oh.
I mean, if he didn't, he wouldn't have been able to create an entire movement after being deplatformed on 7 different websites, right?
Dude, the more that Nick Fuentes got deplatformed, the more people wanted him on their podcasts, the more people wanted to talk to him. Because anybody who is massively deplatformed becomes attractive, especially to people like me. There are a lot of people like me that if I hear that you're banned from multiple platforms, I want to get to know your content. Because I know that these platforms are stupid probably for banning you, and they banned you for no good reason. That's the thing. It's like Reddit. If you get banned from Reddit, it's a badge of honor. Hell, if you get banned from YouTube at one point and then get to come back, that's a badge of honor. Straight up. In my mind, at least.
Like, you get kicked off of YouTube, you get kicked off of Twitch, you get kicked off of Twitter, you get debanked, you get, prosecuted by the feds or, like hounded by the feds. You go into a lawsuit over some person going to your house. Like, I mean, all these things happen. Like, these are people that are aligning under a political ideology. And this is, again, like, I mean, very clearly they have a political ideology. Like, this is more of what I was saying, how it's just this weaponized misunderstanding.
Yeah.
And it's a deliberate weaponized misunderstanding.
For a future American society, a grand design.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care
They have an idea for a grand design of American society. It's just that you're not in it.
Yeah.
I think it's really simple. Like, I don't understand. Like, I mean, it's actually really, really simple.
It's not hard.
There's a grand design, and part of that is him not being there. Duh.
That's pretty funny.
Now, you can say that's wrong. You can say that's not it. And I'm not even saying that's a good idea. I think it's but I'm saying that there is very clearly an ideology here.
If anything, it's just petty personal grievances. Politics is simply team sport for them.
Yeah.
Politics is not about a movement that will better people's lives. It's not about organizing. It's not about fighting some of these.
How did not endorsing Kamala Harris better anybody's life in America? All the people that he says that he cares about, their lives became objectively worse under Donald Trump. He made all of their lives worse by not helping and trying to, help get Kamala Harris elected. So, like, this is just like, I mean, talk about
using Hassan's logic. Asman is using Hassan's logic here. So you say that Donald Trump is so bad. Well, you would have probably wanted the lesser of two evils then. You probably would have wanted Kamala. That would have been what you probably would have needed, right? I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. But yeah, stop blaming Israel, man. Stop blaming Israel.
About like a no worldview. Like, it's not even true. And again, like, I don't agree with his position, but I understand it. And from his position, this is a problem. He gave them cancer. Yeah, the people like this are a cancer to the Democratic Party. They are.
Yeah.
Cancerous forces that have robbed, not only directly robbed regular Americans, but also robbed them of their political voice, whether it be...
Well, what about Gesa that's robbed Cubans and puts them in jail? Like, I mean, why is this some... Like, I mean, this is the problem, is that it's just... It's so, like, just maliciously dishonest that I don't even know what, like, I can't believe anybody listens to this and takes it seriously.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Absolutely is, man.
The disenfranchisement of black voters, or whether
there's no black people that aren't allowed to vote. Like, what do you mean the disenfranchisement of black voters? When are black people? Did we stop black people from voting? It's just not even true.
Yeah, when did that happen? This is crazy, man. I'm tired of watching Hassan, dude. Hassan is so terrible. Hassan Piker, like I said, nothing pisses me off more than champagne socialists. I mean, socialists already piss me off as it is, but a champagne socialist is even worse. It's somebody who's never really had to live under the terribleness of socialism, and yet, and there's plenty of, by the way, there's plenty of information out there to show you, there's plenty of history to show you how bad socialism actually is. Yet, these people don't want to admit, I don't know what's up with this. Crazy. I am curious to see where the Iran war is currently at. Oh shit. Battery's running low. Mr. Tylord says, sorry, been sick with whatever's been going around. Yeah, I feels like I felt kind of crappy the other day. Are you doing okay, Mr. Tylord? Yeah, hopefully you're doing okay, brother. That's always scary, man. Always scary. I'm going to try to, let's see. How do I plug in this? It's fantastic. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Ooh. Ooh, can I actually plug this in? Will that stay? Oh my god. Oh my god. Let's see. I guess. Give me a moment, please. Everybody, please stop. Guys are too sexy, man. Michael Donaldson is asking, why is Garza about to cry? Oh, I mean, I just got some stuff in my eyes. No dust, no dollars. Trump says outlines plan for... Okay, I don't know.
Some interesting comments from the president about nuclear enrichment, about enriched.
But hey, it's good to see you, Mr. Michael Donaldson. I love you, bro. Everybody give a round of applause to Michael Donaldson, 4-3. Trifecta. Thank you so much, Mr. Donaldson.
Uranium, saying no dust, no dollars, and potentially a sticking point in this negotiation. From the New York Post saying today's Trump administration declares no dust, no dollars for Iran, and the Islamic regime must give up the nuclear material before sanctions release. And on social media, President Trump talked about that. The enriched uranium, the nuclear dust, will either be immediately turned over to the United States to be brought home and destroyed, or properly in conjunction, coordination with the Islamic Republic of Iran, destroyed in place or at another acceptable location with the Atomic Energy Commission or its equivalent being witness to this access and event. Let's be joined right now here on Live Now from Fox by Andrea Stricker with the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, and obviously some interesting comments about what they need to do with this enriched uranium. What's the best case for the United States?
Mr. Donaldson's asking how I've been. I've been doing pretty good, brother. I've just been, doing a lot of live streaming, doing a lot of different things, just having a good time, honestly, just kind of monetizing the things I like to do and just kind of going from there. But how you been, man? Everything been okay overall? I'm hoping everything's going good for you, man.
Great to join you, Andy. Well, I think it would be a huge accomplishment if the Trump administration is actually able to get a deal that not only set back Iran's nuclear program by around 2.5 years after 2 rounds of military strikes, but get Iran to give up its enriched uranium stockpile, to stop enriching uranium for a certain period of time, to restore IAEA access, and to get all this done within the next 30 to 60 days of negotiations. I think what Trump is backing away from, though, is the optics that Iran does not like of having to export its enriched uranium to the United States. So perhaps he's looking at other options besides the U.S. taking possession, and that may be something that can help break the logjam.
Yeah. Here's the thing, I think, and look, as long as the uranium's not in Iran's hands and it is in the hands of an actual country that could protect the enriched uranium, fine by me. As long as this country ain't gonna sell it back to frickin' Iran, it's got to be a trusted country, man. It's got to be a country you could trust. Mr. Donaldson said he's doing good, getting ready to sell the house and move back to the mainland. Hell yeah, my brony bro. Hells to the yeah. What a beast. I love it, man. Thank you so much. Oh, dude, I'm going to invite somebody to co-host on TikTok, dude. So I'm on TikTok right now, and I'm doing a mouse cam. It's pretty lame. I'm inviting this guy. He declined, dude. What the fuck? Who the hell are you, bro? I'm going to invite some random people to guest star on the Michael Garza Show. What's going on, Brony? Can you hear me? Yeah, dude. Do you like Joe Biden? Are you riding with Biden? Yeah, Biden's the man, dude. So wait, what are you doing, bro? Do you suffer from brain rot? What's that? Do you suffer from brain rot? What the hell is this? Oh, God. So what am I watching, man? What are you doing, bro? What are you doing, Brony?
Nothing.
What is this, bro? What?
I'm watching wrestling.
Oh, okay, cool, bro. Cool. I dig it, brother. I dig it. Well, I'll tell you what, man. You're the ultimate brony brother. I'm going to watch some more My Little Pony. And we'll call it good.
Yep.
All right, my brony bro. Love you, bro.
Yeah, you too.
You the man, dog. You the man.
You are too, man.
Love you, brony.
Love you.
Yeah, that was lame. This is pretty funny, dude. Yeah, so I could just do, when I go live on TikTok, I'll just basically do streams of the mouse, I guess. That's pretty much it, because TikTok is pretty useless overall as a platform. I honestly can't stand TikTok as a platform. I think it's brain rot. It's brain rot run amok. Okay, hold on. Honestly can't stand TikTok as a platform. Here we go. All right. All right, let's keep going, bro. You're my pink brony bros, and we dance at the gay clubs. Oh my God.
And in that post, he talked about cooperation, conjunction, another acceptable location. What exactly would another acceptable location? What other countries might he be mentioning?
Well, that's the important question: is who do we allow to export, who do we have take possession of Iran's enriched uranium? So any of their close allies, particularly China and Russia, would cause concerns about potentially shipping the material back to Iran. Even Pakistan taking possession, which was one idea that had been floated, that raises risks as well. Sending it to states that don't have nuclear weapons raises proliferation concerns because some of it is highly enriched uranium and could be used directly in a nuclear weapon. Now, Russia is one option because it took possession of Iran's enriched uranium stocks during the 2015 nuclear deal. That worked out okay, but our relationship with Moscow has deteriorated so much over the Ukraine war that we'd have to be worried that they would potentially use the stock as leverage as for something related to or unrelated to the Iran issue. Now, I think one option that's not being discussed is potentially just destroying the stockpile inside of Iran, possibly even blowing it up in the Iranian nuclear sites that we'd like to see disabled and destroyed the underground sites. So that's something that the U.S. should consider, I think, as they move forward in the next few weeks.
How does the United States, how does the Trump administration know that if they do go after the enriched uranium, that they got it all? Is there any percentage that remains that would be problematic?
Well, I don't know how much they're going to be able to get. If we're going to be honest, how much are they really going to be able to muster out? You know, I mean, is it going to be enough to? Are they going to be able to get all of it? Japan could be an option, yes. Hezekiah, I was going to call my man Hezekiah Wallace says Japan could be an option. Now, granted, I could probably, I could say that's not a bad option. In all reality, I could say that's not necessarily a bad option. Not really. It's got to go somewhere, man.
It's an important question because Iran does have around 9,000 kilograms of enriched uranium, enriched between 2 and 60%. So we hear often about the 440 kilograms of the highly enriched uranium, which is enriched to 60%. But if we don't account for those other lower enriched uranium stockpiles, that suddenly becomes very attractive to the Iranians if it's left there. But the IAEA does have a good understanding of where that material is. U.S. and Israeli intelligence also knows where it is located. It's in those Esfahan tunnels, the Fordow enrichment plant, and then Natanz underground enrichment plant. So it remains entombed, and we're not even sure that much of it has survived. But of course, you want to account for it, you want to locate it, and ensure that all of it is removed one way or another.
And you mentioned, obviously, having other nations be involved, depending on who they are and their relationships with the United States and Iran. That could pose some problems. The IAEA getting involved in terms of this, do they have to be involved? Would there be any other way?
I think that's the best way to go because they are a neutral third party. They have decades of experience inspecting in Iran. They have a decent relationship up until the strikes of 2025 and 2026. They did have decent relations with Iran. Of course, then the Iranians kind of turned on them. And even Rafael Grossi, the director general of the IAEA, had to have security protection due to threats. But I think in terms of sending in a foreign inspection team, that's one option apart from the IAEA. But I don't think we want to undermine the UN inspection watchdog. And so that would likely be the go-to to supervise all of this going forward.
And President Trump has said no dust and no dollars, meaning if they don't get the enriched uranium, there are no sanction relief. How much of a negotiation, what would that look like in terms of?
It's got to be, we got to be able to get that uranium, man. Got to get that enriched uranium. I mean, that's what it seems like to me. You know, tell me if I'm wrong, though. Tell me how my ass tastes.
Of the uranium, the nuclear dust, as President Trump calls it, but also the sanction reliefs. Is it a one-for-one comparison? Is it all or nothing?
Well, I think the way the U.S. sounds like it's structuring this deal is that Iran has to take significant and concrete steps, such as addressing the enriched uranium, the underground sites, letting in the IAEA, before it receives the unfrozen assets or other relief. So I think that's a positive way to go forward because then you're not front-loading the agreement with sanctions relief that they don't deserve. And then if it falls apart later, you haven't just helped them re-outfit their military programs, their missile programs, which they are no doubt going to do as soon as they get any of these unfrozen assets.
And obviously this negotiation had some optimism. We felt it was imminent over the weekend, saying that they're somewhat through a framework, but still a couple of sticking points left out there. How much have we seen any concessions from Iran on terms of their nuclear capability? Is that anything we can glean from some of the reports out there?
According to the United States, they have made some concessions, at least on agreeing to address the enriched uranium, to dismantle underground sites, to not develop nuclear weapons. You know, the terms of that, I frankly am concerned about, because we don't know if there's going to be reciprocal inspections by the IAEA to rule out the development of nuclear weapons and to dismantle all relevant facilities. So, and of course, if you hear just the Iranian reporting, they're denying any of these steps and denying any concessions. So I think we will really have to see what plays out in the weeks ahead and if the rubber really will hit the road here.
And we talk about it, so very important to this nuclear capability is this enriched uranium, but also just the ability to pursue the technology, the understanding of some of these capabilities. Is that still problematic if Iran, they do concede in this way, they do get rid of the enriched uranium, but they maintain the understanding of what it takes? Is that still an issue in your eyes?
It is, and it really depends on whether the U.S. requires them to stop enriching uranium. Ideally, you'd have a permanent ban on that activity, because any enriched uranium gives them the ability to go higher, to make weapons-grade fuel, and to really just wait out the Trump administration. So the longer of a moratorium you have, if that's what they've settled on, unfortunately, that would lead the program to really degrade over time. If you're talking about a period of 20 years, it's hard to keep that kind of a program going. But also, it depends on what they're required to dismantle now. So if they're allowed to keep their centrifuges, to stockpile centrifuges, then they could simply break out of these obligations at any point down the road. So it really does matter that we have significant detail. And
whoa, the CIA's here? What? Where's the CIA, bruh? So wait, Tyler Franklin is saying the CIA's here. Where? Where's the CIA, bro? The CIA dog is here. What? What are you talking about, Brony?
And some thought given to all of the particulars of the deal.
Would that also include the IAEA going in and inspecting it? Would that be a component to a negotiation?
Well, I mean, somebody's got to inspect the uranium to make sure it's all taken care of and all out of there. You know, you got to make sure it's completely removed, bro.
Absolutely. The IAEA really does need unprecedented full access, including to military sites, to help rule out.
Yeah, Iran should never have a nuclear weapon, period, end of story. No way in hell should Iran ever have a nuclear weapon, period. No, 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 no. Hell no. And you know I'm right. You know Zaddy's right.
That the Iranians are not cheating on the deal, that they're not developing nuclear weapons in secret, which they're frankly really highly incentivized to do after these 2 rounds of attacks. So you need to have the IAEA with a mandate to be able to go inspect, to look at any site it wants, to interview people, scientists in the program, to track down equipment that they know about that Iran had used in the past for nuclear weapons development, and really to have access to any documentation that they need. This isn't a wild goose chase. They have a very methodical way of determining the absence of military activities. And so I think they're well placed to do something like this.
And if everything goes according to what President Trump has planned, if they are going after and they turn over this nuclear dust, the enriched uranium, to be brought back to the United States, home and or destroyed, how heavy of a lift is that? What timeline could we envision if a best case scenario, if they do concede to give it up?
I think if they're doing it carefully, they would require several weeks, maybe on the order of a few weeks, because we're talking about 3 heavily damaged or destroyed sites. The Esfahan tunnels were hit with 30 Tomahawk missiles. The Fordow enrichment site was, of course, hit with 12 massive ordnance penetrators and is deeply buried under a mountain. And then the Natanz site is underground as well. So you're talking about having to do some significant excavation work using heavy equipment. And you're going to have WMD and hazard material experts in there to deal with it all.
Yeah, that is so very true. Obviously, a specialized crew to go in there, U.S. forces or otherwise. What else are you monitoring, Andrea? What else is a topic that is of importance over the next 24, 48 hours?
Well, I think we're all looking to whether the naval blockades will be lifted. I think that's what the two sides both have the most incentive to make happen, to maybe even try to negotiate the nuclear details as they go. I'm not sure that's the best way to go because we probably will sacrifice quite a bit of leverage to get concessions and get follow through on the nuclear issue. But we have these competing disasters with the global economy, the U.S. economy, and the higher energy prices. So I think at least both sides, and the Iranians losing $435 million per day in revenue, not able to import gas or pay their military. Both sides have an incentive to make some progress, at least to get the blockades lifted. Whether we can get some follow through on the rest of the agreement remains to be seen.
Yeah, even if a deal comes to be, it still has to be maintained and agreed upon, and also kind of move forward as both sides need to do that. All right, Andrea, thank you so much.
I don't know, man. I don't know, but let's see. Eric Klein says, we liked your snow patrol. Thank you, my brony bro. I do enjoy doing a little bit of snow patrol singing, covering the greatest band of all time, Snow Patrol. Huge fan. Huge fan. I love it, man. Well, yeah, the peace deal's cooked. The peace deal is cooked, man. Don, oh, I'm curious about this. Hold on.
Despite making the Eastern Conference Finals, the Cavs end their playoffs with a losing record. Obviously, 2 Game 7s and a sweep will do that. They finish with a 8-10 record. And after losing to the Knicks, a reporter really asked Donovan Mitchell if he wants to see LeBron on the team next.
What's my dad saying on here? He's saying, my dad's saying wiener women. Oh God, what
season?
Well, you made it pretty clear where you stand, so I'm going to change it up here a little bit. Would you like to see Bron? Is that a call you would make to him?
We just ended the game, Joe.
I don't know when I'll see you again.
That is not for me. I'm not trying to get a headline. That's not for me. I'm not.
Eric Klein is saying, if I lay here, if I just lay here, would you lie with me and just forget the world? Dude, you guys want me to sing Snow Patrol? Eric Klein wants me to sing some freaking Snow Patrol. I could do some other Snow Patrol songs too, dude. I've listened to like their entire discography. She doesn't need to be so fucking hard. This is life on Earth. It's just
Laugh
life
out
on
loud.
Earth. Doesn't need to be the end of you or me. This is life on Earth. It's just life on Earth. The first snow, first winter of my life, I was told it was the height of me. That is my natural. It's the way I like to sing for sure. Thank you very much, Loki, for sending the high five for 100 joules. If you guys want to hear some more Snow Patrol, counting car. Oh, you want to do chasing cars? Let me see here. But if I lay here, if I just lay here, would you lie with me and just forget the world? Forget what we're told. Michael Donaldson says, I'm back. Had a call. My brony bro, dude. It's all good, brony. You're a pink brony bro. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life in plastic. It's fantastic. You could brush my hair. I was trying to come up with something more inappropriate, but I don't know if I should. Undress me everywhere. Imagination. Life is masturbation. JK. But yeah. Cause everybody wants to touch my pussy. Cause everybody wants to touch my pussy. Everybody says I've got a mussy. Everybody knows I am the man. Everybody knows I'm at the can. I'm about to take a pat dump. I'm gonna be the number one rump. Everybody wants my wiener. Small wiener gang. Small wiener gang. Small wiener gang. Everybody dance around. Shake your ass all around. Small wiener gang. Oh, jeez. Uh. Yeah, something kind of crazy happened, man. There was like on the dunes, there was a bit of an accident. I'm sorry, I'm reading through some of this. That's crazy, man. Yeah. That's why I don't ride on the dunes, dude. That's why I don't go riding on the dunes, bro. I just don't do that. I think that's just crazy. I understand people like to do that, but whatever. Let me see here. Yeah. All right, let's see. All right, partner, you know what time it is. Give me 1 second, everybody. I'm looking at everything. Oh, the 5. We
And
got
welcome
Greg
back to the 5.
Gutfeld
We're
and
answering
Jesse
your
Waters.
questions this Memorial Day. Here is the
Okay,
first
hold
one
on.
from Debbie B.
Hold on. My dad's texting me. Oh, God, no. Yeah, I'm not saying any of those. I'm not saying any of those things. God damn it. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying any of those things. Good Lord, man. My dad is trying to make me talk about the usual. Give me just a few moments though. I gotta do a chess move on chess.com real quick. Yeah. Tired a little bit. Cause I'm a brony. Cause I'm a brony brother. I ain't like any other. Cause I'm a brony brother. Cause I'm the greatest brony of all time. It might as well be a crime. Everybody jealous.
What did you do when you were a child you wish you could do today, Greg?
Oh, wow. There's a lot of things. I don't know. Poop outside.
Yeah,
That's a good response, man. Honestly, there's nothing better than sometimes, like, if you're, like, in the woods, you just got to shit. Just, best feeling in the world.
a lot of people
I'm not saying you should do it. I'm not advising that. It's just, it's a good feeling, allegedly.
miss that.
Yeah.
Emily, you too. You laughed hard.
I'm sorry. I know. I have such an immature sense of humor. I sometimes hate that I laugh so hard at all your jokes. It's so funny. I think it would be the like the exploration outside, you know, in the woods for hours on end with imagination, because there's no no matter what, now we are drawn inside to the internet and the phones and that kind of thing. So I think it would be that.
Poop outside.
Untethered.
Poop outside.
Harold, poop outside.
I wish I could eat anything I wanted to.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to eat so much fast food. I could still eat it, but I wouldn't fit.
Fast food's pretty good, man. I will admit, back in the day, my body could handle Taco Bell. Now it cannot. My body can barely handle the Taco Bell. So it's a tough one. I know your pain, brother. I know your pain.
Yeah. Let me watch you around the table, Harold. Jesse?
Skinny dipping. We used to skinny dip in my family in Maine. The whole family.
Yo, Jesse Waters skinny dipping? That's hot as fuck, dude. Hell yeah, dude. I love Jesse Waters. Jesse Waters is the man, dude. You know, I'm not really a big Fox News fan at all, but I've always liked Jesse Waters, and I've always loved Greg Gutfeld. Both are pretty funny dudes in their own right. I do think Greg Gutfeld is just funnier. But at the end of the day, Jesse Waters has his own charm, his own pizzazz. And, you know, honestly, ever since he took over Tucker Carlson's time slot, I wasn't sure if he was going to be able to pull it off. But honestly, Jesse Waters has surprisingly been a great replacement. Hold on. For Tucker Carlson, shockingly.
Wait, not the whole family. What am I talking about? You were free. You were free back then. You could just go out and just do your thing, and no one really cared.
You know what comes to my mind is
Frowned upon now.
roller skating at Skate City. I was good. I love that.
Could you do it?
DP
could you do
I could
it?
definitely. I could shoot the duck. Everything. You know. All right.
Shoot the duck.
You know what that is?
No, what's shoot the duck?
It's when you're skating along and then you squat down and you kick one foot out. It was called shoot the duck.
Oh, I thought it was when you go under someone's legs.
No. I don't know that one.
I'll show you later.
All right, Emily, do you believe
God.
Bigfoot exists? If yes, is there a connection with UFOs?
Ooh, yes.
Oh, God, wait a
Bigfoot.
minute.
And he's sort of like,
Hold on.
yes.
So this question says, do you believe Bigfoot exists? If yes, is there a connection with UFOs? So Ancient Aliens back in the day, Ancient Aliens did an episode about Bigfoot and Bigfoot's connection to aliens. And that might have been one of the funniest things I've ever watched in my life. That really was like one of the funniest things I ever watched. It was so bad, dude. Like, the Ancient Aliens show officially ran out of things to talk about in the world of aliens. When they did the Bigfoot episode, man, that was when they ran out of ideas. That's when they were cooked completely. Hizika says, when I was younger, I used to watch Greg Gutfeld's Red Eye show all the time. Dude, Red Eye was peak Greg Gutfeld. That was like late night beauty, dude. That was like one of my favorite things to watch. I used to watch a lot of the clips. Especially a lot of the guests they had on there. They had like Gavin McInnes on every now and then, which was glorious because Gavin McInnes is legitimately one of the funniest dudes out there, especially in the right-leaning world. But yeah, no, Red Eye was brilliant, man. Red Eye was one of the best shows to watch on Fox. It was just legitimately funny, and it was one of the best shows you could ever watch on there. Red Eye was amazing. But yeah, no, I love. Honestly, that was another thing. I'm still not a big fan of Fox News, except for just some people on Fox News. There are people that are on Fox News that I like, but yeah, Greg Gutfeld and Jesse Waters are like the only people I really give a shit about on there. Everybody else kind of sucks.
Bigfoot, and he's sort of like a messenger from the second dimension. So he is around portals.
You believe that? Sorry, Harold.
I do not. I don't. Maybe it's because I don't have the imagination. My buddy Brett Baer believes in those UFOs, but
He does?
He does.
Whoa. Okay. Do you?
Well,
Brett Baer's a UFO guy? Damn.
That's interesting. A conspiracy that I'm kind of beginning to believe is how you noticed Bigfoot sightings almost disappeared in America once Rosie O'Donnell moved to Ireland.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh my God. So Greg just said, if you guys didn't hear it, Greg said, did you notice how Bigfoot sightings went away the moment Rosie O'Donnell moved to Ireland? That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Notice that.
Is
If
the
you do a
correlation-
Google search, it really drops off.
Yeah, it really does. It's
Weird.
strange.
It's really strange. Jesse?
Yeah, I'm a Bigfoot believer and a UFO believer, and we'll be covering both tonight on Jesse Waters Prime Time.
Okay, here's from Dawkins D. Jesse, if you could rename one state, what state would that be? What would the new name be?
Good one.
I mean, that's kind of hard. I mean, all the
I'll
states
laugh
are.
if he
I think
says
Idaho
Oregon.
is a little offensive. So I would just go Idaho.
Emily.
Oh gosh, I'm trying to think of one that's like hard to spell, so that'd be
Mississippi.
MISSISSIPPI.
Yes.
That would be a favor to everyone. You know what? I would rename one of the North-Souths so it would like separate them. Maybe West Virginia. You know what?
What?
Emiliania.
Okay, perfect. We'll work on. Let's workshop that. Correct.
You know, I'm not bothered by the names, but I have a problem with the abbreviation for Missouri.
I know it's confusing.
Dude,
the
there's-
post office really screwed it up.
Yeah, this is something that it's a 21st century. We should fix the abbreviation of Missouri.
Yeah.
We've waited along. Let's end this long stain on our history.
Mo?
Mo. Yeah. I mean, seriously, how?
What should it be?
That is true.
M-I?
That's Michigan.
Yeah.
Well, then Michigan should be Screw Michigan.
All right, Harold, your turn.
You know, I'm a Michigan fan, so Ohio.
Oh.
We don't really like them, so I don't know what
Maybe Loyo.
Little Michigan. Like,
Little
Yeah, there you go.
I thought we were going to run out of time before it came. I guess California, it's a beautiful state, right? But it's you could almost call it California.
California.
Yeah.
Wow. Put a lot of thought into that one.
Do we have time for one more? Okay. Since it's graduation seasons, what were your plans and dreams at that time of your life when you were graduating? Jesse, at 38.
Oh, I wanted to be an investment banker. Turns out you have to have a basic grasp of arithmetic to manage millions of
I
dollars.
think you've done all right. I think you've done okay.
Jesse Waters is the man. Jesse Waters, I'd let you touch my portfolio. I mean that in a good way. I would let you manage my portfolio is what I meant to say. God, I love Jesse Waters.
Harold.
Basic grasp. When I graduated college, it was 92.
Jesse Waters is so tight, dude. He's the man, dude. I love Jesse Waters. Jesse Waters makes me wet. That's why his last name is Waters, man.
And Bill Clinton won the presidency. I didn't think a Democrat would ever win again, so I look forward to going to work in his administration, which I got a chance to do.
Okay, Emily.
I just disengaged myself from wanting to be a fighter pilot and then was headed towards law school.
Okay, fighter pilot. I never knew that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, most people know my story from reading my many books, but obviously, graduating in '87, I was going to be a dancer, and but horrible.
I could see Greg trying to be a dancer. That makes sense. Greg's a very interesting fella.
Horrible injury, and I could no longer dance.
What happened? Was it the groin?
It was a groin pull. Yes, it was. I had to go through years and years of reconstructive surgery. and anyway.
How'd they do?
It was all right. It was okay. I still have to get drained every now and then. The swelling.
You look good in tights.
Work on
Thank
that.
you.
Be sure to like and subscribe.
God, Greg's the man, dude. Greg mother effing Gutfeld, bro. I love him. So this guy's asking if our BDCs, business development companies, yield traps. I don't necessarily think so, but they are risky. So BDCs are not yield traps per se. They're just way riskier because they're loaning out to middle capitalization to small capitalization companies. Now that's a big deal. But yeah, I don't know. This guy in the little thumbnails basically saying, BDCs, dude. BDC's bad. No, I love BDCs, dude. BDC, baby. Everybody loves BDCs. Well, I think I'm going to call it quits for the night. I'm a little bit tired. I do appreciate everybody coming on to the show. We gotta do what we gotta do, bro. We gots to do what we gots to do. I'm gonna shake my booty for all of you. Oh yeah, I forgot Stephen Colbert's off the air. Hold on. I kind of want to see what happened there. Let's see. I mean, Colbert definitely, it sucks because he became less funny. Hosts Monroe Public. Meanwhile, let's see. Yeah, well, nothing crazy. The problem is Stephen Colbert became too he became too establishment, and that's a problem. I think when you become overly establishment, that's a big deal. It's a big deal, man. I mean, Colbert's ratings have been in the tank for a very long time, and the only reason people watched his last show is because, well, it's his last show. You know, you want to see what happens. But other than that, nobody gave two shits. Like, for example, when everybody thought Jimmy Kimmel was going to go off the air, and he came back, people watched. And then after that, nobody watched Jimmy Kimmel because Jimmy Kimmel is sadly a woke hack. Colbert basically became super woke, and it was kind of frustrating, man. I mean, a lot of these guys becoming super woke is just it's annoying. The wokeness, it is real. I am super woke right now. Right now. Thinking real quick, everybody. Thinking real fast. Oh, the YouTube app is bugging? Yeah, YouTube did an update. That doesn't surprise me. Sometimes they do that shit, man. Sometimes they do that shit. Yeah, I realized I'm a little bit tired at the moment. I need to get some sleep. I'll tell you what, guys. I will catch you all later. And I am going to get to bed. Spencer Pratt continues to cook in LA mayoral race. I think Spencer Pratt is going to win. I really do. I love Spencer Pratt, man. I think he's fantabulous. I think he's going to win it. Yeah, I think Spencer Pratt's going to win LA, man. Let's take a look.
So in the debate the other night, people said he was offensive maybe when he was suggesting that Nithya Raman go ask people who are homeless under the freeway for treatment. They were going to get stabbed in the neck, and people were really offended by that. Well, guess what? In Venice, California today, we had a man...
That would absolutely happen, by the way. Like, this is the problem that I have with liberals, is they're not smart. Have a good night, Mr. Larson Christopher, man. Later, partner. All right, I'm tired, dude. Yeah, I need to get some sleep. Anyway, love you guys. I don't know why I'm still staying on, man. I'm tired. Anyway, I'll catch you all later, and just have an incredible night. Don't forget to send a gift. Don't forget to send a super chat as well. Ooh. But no, thank you guys for the gifts. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you all, my brony bro.